Live. That's funny. I'm going to give it a second.
Like butter.
Yeah. Awkward pause.
Someone just texted me.
Crickets.
All right. So, hey, guys, welcome to the Thursday Night Livewell here at Fish North, Georgia. We appreciate your time tonight. We got a great show in store for you. We are going to do a little bit of everything. We're going to talk some fishing. We're going to do some reaction videos. Going to try that as long as our great TDS internet will hold up. Looking forward to the future when we can either get a better spot with better internet or better internet here. I don't know which is going to happen first, but we hope you enjoy your time here. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're watching in the future, we appreciate your time there too. Also, make sure you go to our Facebook groups and at Fish North Georgia, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We got that. Ryan, anything you want to add into that real quick? You want to make sure you're awake early in the game.
Smash that like.
Smash that like button.
Click the bell to stay.
Let's run a banner on the bottom.
Run a banner on the bottom.
Remind people to smash.
Remind people to
subscribe.
That's right. And anyway, though, again, we appreciate you and your time tonight.
Top one.
Not sure if we're going to put this one on iTunes or Spotify, depending on what we're doing tonight, how it goes. But we may, and if you are listening to that on iTunes, Spotify, or any of our podcast platforms here in the future, we appreciate you guys too as well like that. So going to be a very interesting night, but let's take care of some business first. We want to thank Rachel Collins from 400homes.com for her support of the Livewell. Guys, like I said, that's right behind me. You see it right there. I tell you this every week. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate, Rachel is the agent for you. She's honest, professional, likes that one-on-one type of service. She will do whatever it takes to make your real estate venture a success and a pleasurable experience. Give her a call at 770-310-0599, or you can email her at rachel@400homes.com. The audio sound is rough again. Already?
The audio has monkeypox.
Go to settings.
Let's check the audio again. I thought we might have had it earlier.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
White magic.
It's looking good.
Okay.
Might need to work on that echo or that...
echo cancellation.
No, not that, but on the board, might need to adjust
the board down, the gain down. Turn the gain all the way down.
It's kind of hard for us, guys, because
we can't hear.
We've learned like 3 buttons on the board now.
It's a lot. So you guys tell me if it gets better. It's like the
optometrist.
So turn the gain down.
Yeah. How is the gain getting better? Or how is the sound
better
getting
one?
Better.
Better 2.
Better.
Better 1.
So you guys let us know if you can
2.
hear. Is it deer season yet? Derek White, it's very close, buddy. I'm actually going to do a show or two on deer hunting. It is beer season. It's always beer season. Getting better. That's better. Okay, guys, we apologize for that. For whatever reason, it's both loud and choppy. Maybe I should back away from my mic. But again, I'm going to start this all over because I won't make sure Rachel gets her due. So again, Rachel Collins at 400homes.com. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate, we appreciate her supporting the Livewell. You can get her at 770-310-0599, or you can email her, Rachel at 400homes.com. Again, professional one-on-one. She's a really cool woman.
And she's one of us.
She's one of us. She fishes. She probably outfishes James. There we go. Spot on, much better. If you're watching on Facebook tonight, make sure you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Put your name in there so we can talk to you like that. And we also want to thank our other sponsor, Buford Dam Bait and Tackle. Guys, listen, Dave and his guys right there. Yeah, listen, they've got everything you need if you're down there on that part of Lake Lanier. And also, too, they've got a lot of new baits in. They've got the Berkeley Slobber Knockers. I don't know who named that bait, but they've got the Berkeley Slobber Knockers, and they've got TNT trout stuff if you're into the trout game around Buford Dam and all that.
Closest bait and tackle store to Buford Dam and the Chattahoochee Tailwater if you want to go catch a trout.
There you go. Wayne Huddleston, how you guys doing? Rick Hard and all that. Seriously, Dave and the guys, listen, they've got the same motto as us. You know, you come in, they'll take the time with you. They're professional. They're going to tell you what you need, what you don't need. They've got live bait. They're just a couple of great guys. Well, I say a couple. There's several of them. There's a group of great guys down there, and we are very fortunate that they are friends with us here at Fish North Georgia. Dave actually helps us out a lot, and I want to thank Dave personally for all that. And, again, they're 2595 Buford Dam Road, about halfway between Ronald Reagan Boulevard and the dam. Right there. What's the name of that?
That would be the intersection of Samples Road, Lanier Beach South Road, and Buford Dam Road.
Right there, yeah. So,
just about 3/4 of a mile up the street from Little Ridge Park if you're going to Lanier.
Okay, good. I knew you'd do a lot better at that than I would. Sunday through Thursday, 5:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 5:30 to 8 p.m. So tell them the guys at Fish North Georgia said hello and that you heard about them here. But seriously, if you're in the Lake Lanier area and you ain't got time to come out here to Fish North Georgia, check out our friends at Buford Dam Bait and Tackle. So we appreciate them. And again, I'm also going to throw this out there. If you have a business that you would like to get out and help us promote, hit us up here at Fish North Georgia. We'd love to have you on the team. Got a lot of great plans coming, a lot of big plans coming down the line that we're going to start kind of releasing a little bit here in the near future, things that we're going to be doing. But if you want to be a part of that and we can help you make your business grow, hey, hit us up and we would love to have you. And we appreciate all our customers, but especially, businesses that want to partner with us. So again, Rachel Collins, 400homes.com, Buford Dam Bait and Tackle. So how was that, Paul? Was that better than last week?
Excellent.
Last week you thought I was a little dry when I did it.
It was a little dry. It sounded a little contrived.
A little contrived. So I didn't write anything out this week. I just went with it.
I think you did great.
Okay, good. So listen. So originally we had NPFL Pro Rob Robolowski. Did I say it right? Robolowski. He was going to come in, but due to a scheduling conflict, they actually have an NPFL Zoom meeting tonight about mandatory. And so we had to make a little switch in the plans. And so he is going to be on next Thursday night. So we'll be able to introduce him to all of our fine followers out there. And Ryan does look a little lazy tonight. Yeah, he's very comfortable.
Not what he said. You need glasses.
What? It's just Ryan looks like he's in a lazy boy. Well, he's not been lazy. Yeah, so quit being so uptight, Ryan, and all that. Actually, Ryan, he's had a good day today. So we're all good. We're all in good spirits. So here's what we're going to try to do. Now, we like to wing it here at Fish North Georgia. So trying to, once we found out that Rob couldn't make it tonight, we're like, okay, well, it's hard to get guests in on short notice. So we were trying to, mull over ideas and stuff like that. And one of the things I like to do on the internet, on YouTube and all that, is to watch reaction videos.
So you're a fan of the concept?
I'm a fan of the concept.
Okay.
And actually, too. If you guys hang around, we got a question of the night. It'll be about halfway through the show, give or take like that. And whoever answers the question first will win an Ark Invector. Did I say it right? Invoker spinning rod. Brand new, never been used. And
what's the question?
I don't know. We didn't figure out the question tonight. So we'll figure out the question of the night at some point during the show. But if you answer that, you're the first one in the comment section to reply with the correct answer. You'll get that. You can either pick it up at the store, or if you live somewhere a long way away, we'll ship it to you.
If you give a moose a muffin, he'll probably ask for a glass of milk.
If you give a moose a muffin, he'll probably ask for a glass of milk.
It's not really a question.
What the hell's that?
That's more of a statement.
Oh, well, why did you say that?
Oh.
Okay, so anyway.
We could ask who's the youngest baseball player to hit a home run and steal a base in his major league debut since 1900.
But I think that'd be kind of easy. We could ask that, but I think that would be easy. So anyway, we will
also ask what's Hulk Hogan's real name saying his birthday today.
Oh, I would crush that.
Do you crush it? What is Hulk Hogan's real name?
Terry Bollea.
Bolea.
Yeah.
How about the question week is who did Hulk Hogan have an affair with?
Oh, it was
Don't ask me. Hell, I don't watch wrestling. I don't know. You're a wrestling fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, y'all watch that
there's
stuff.
some radio personality's wife or whatever.
Somebody.
I want to say Man Cow, but it was Bubba the Love Sponge.
It was. That's
It was
right.
his wife.
So anyway, was she hot?
She's aight.
Okay. Was she a six packer or was she?
I mean, she's a South Florida special.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever that is. All right. So anyway, so what we're going to do? Yeah, I'm not keen on the South Florida stuff. So what we're going to do tonight? They've actually downloaded some videos that we've never seen. I've never seen, and Paul has never seen. So we don't know what's going on. And we're going to.
Paul may have seen a couple of them.
Paul may have seen a couple of them, but anyway, FX rods are still being sold up here. Yes, we've got the full line upstairs. So if our internet allows it, and you guys let us know if it's dragging. That's the only problem. We're kind of worried about that, but they're going to pull, and we're going to be able. We figured out this technology today that we didn't know we had. So Ryan and I got out here messing with the computer and all that, and stumbled across the fact that we can pull up videos and show it. And it's going to be really great when we get good internet. But in the future, we'll be able to talk about. We'll be able to pull up like
the rock
anything. Yeah, we can pull up anything, and then we'll be able to watch it during the show. So, highlights of stuff and like that. So it's going to be really cool that we figured out how to do this. But again, it's all internet dependent.
Ooh,
So what?
I know what the question of the week is.
Okay, we're good. So you got the question
On
of the
this
week.
day in
Don't say it now. Don't say it
1996,
now.
What was formed?
Oh, I know that one too.
You
Actually,
know what that
I
was?
know that one too.
I
Actually,
seen that this morning.
Well, what's the answer? Because I don't know.
No, I can't. Well, I don't know.
You
if we're
already
gonna
said the
go with
question.
that.
People are going to be able to look at it. Who's behind the scenes tonight? We've got the great Nathan Skinner behind the scenes.
Children of all ages.
So you know him, you love him. It's the great Nathan Skinner. So also too, if anybody's watching tonight, we've talked about it here. If anybody knows why Hickory Log has had the gates locked,
Yes, please.
let us know. We're kind of curious about
Nathan
that.
is dying. He needs to
Several
know.
people have mentioned that to us today. That Hickory Log to the gates to the boat ramp was they were locked,
Ruh-roh.
and nobody knows why.
We got
So,
more beef between kayakers and boaters.
Who ticked off who?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Did one too many paddleboarder go swimming?
Paddle boat. Yeah, you got maybe. I don't know. Could have been some skinny dipping involved. I don't know. Just whatever. But it is locked. So if you do know, hey, let us know. And everybody that's watching, shout it out to us because we
can react to that news.
we'll react to that. So anyway, so what we're going to do is just for shits and giggles, we're going to try the first one right here. And
What is the first one?
I don't know what this first one is, but
Okay.
The first one's gonna be this one.
the first one's going to be this one. So we're going to let
one.
we're going to
That's
let
very
Nathan kind of
descriptive.
open it up. You got to
About to go run them pipes, dude. We got cans going everywhere. We're about to get them catfish
The audio is quality.
What the hell's he got on his boat? Is that Freon tanks?
They look almost like propane tanks or helium.
Is he?
Running pipes on old Lake Barrette, dude. Check this
Oh,
out.
it's got to be Louisiana. Listen to that accent.
He's using those for.
There's a catfish in there.
Ooh, and a shell.
And a
Two little
big can.
cats. Let me explain to y'all what we're doing. Just like a trout line, instead of putting hooks, we put these cans. Stretches out across just like a trout line. You know, catfish go up in there, make a little home, we pull them up. And I know y'all wondering, how do we find this line? Well, we put this line out, we take some spray paint, we put it on the water, we catch it every time like that. Let's keep down running. See what else we got.
Dude cooks good stuff.
He knows.
Steve knows everybody. I think it's kind of cruel, man. Like,
Some hit,
you
some
set in the
miss,
can,
let's
the catfish makes the home, and then you just like, snatch him out of there. Like,
How do you bait it?
is it like a catfish trailer park, and he's the tornado?
Well, undoubtedly we're in Louisiana or something because he's talking like a Cajun.
He has definitely got a Louisiana.
Easy
type
dinner, stale cracker. You aren't ready, LOL.
Like that.
Put that on a cracker. What the hell are they talking about?
Yeah.
Boys, that is a cracker.
I've never seen this before.
Stale.
Too big for the hole, bro.
Stale cracker.
Okay.
Okay. Georgia Power to do work. Okay, there you go. Hickory log right
Tim
there.
Wyatt.
That's it.
Thank you, Tim.
So
Appreciate it.
Tim Wyatt says that Georgia Power's been doing some work on Hickory Log.
Now look at that. Woo, boy.
Keep running, like I said, just like a
You run them like I said, do it. Yeah.
It's like reverse jug lining.
Say what?
Say, hey, would you?
Hey, what'd you blow me? That's some stale cracker.
Dude, I should have told Haywood that this was a show for him.
That's right. Okay, boom. But here's the only problem I see with this. You're limiting the size of the catfish you can catch.
These are good eaters, though.
No, they're great eaters. They're great eaters.
Yeah.
So, but is there not a more efficient way to do this?
I'm not sure.
That basket's getting full pretty quick, man. I don't know.
And are they
Terry's a little bit like Aaron
About 30
Church.
minutes.
He ain't
Alright, this
gonna
has
take
got
those
the-
3-pounders.
We got the boat flooded.
we got the boat flooded?
Look at it.
Every
Load
time
it
we just
down
went
like
in the
Google
boat.
Brown. Some nice ones too, yeah.
The last
Check
was
that
too
out.
there.
Here go Bobby Boucher.
That's straight money, dude. In the pouring rain on Lake Barrette.
Yeah, that's a good
Get that
question,
little
Brian.
money.
What is in the
What it's
cans
all
for
about
bait?
right there.
Okay, so that was interesting. So first of all, guys, here's the question I got for you. How did the video show up on your side? All right, that's kind of what we were know. Did it drag? Were you able to follow it and all that? But that when they spawn, they go in.
Okay.
All right, Facebook user, I'd like a name.
Might
That
be
would be
Stale Cracker.
It might be Stale Cracker
Might be the man
himself
himself.
watching that. So All right, Paul.
Yeah.
What is your take on the helium tank / Freon can fishing? G-Man. Okay, what's up, G-Man? What's your take on that?
I've never seen anything like that.
I've never seen anything like that. That's the first. And I
mean,
didn't know
it's kind of like jug lining, except it's a literal sinking jug.
Okay, so G-Man says there's no bait.
Yeah.
And Doug Phillips. All right. Okay, so interesting. So basically, what you're doing is giving them a habitat. They go in there like, hey, it's a good hole.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
Well, that's what he was saying.
Kind of like what we would do on Friday nights.
They go in there and they make a home, and then he just like snatches them up out of there. That's why I was saying that I think it's a little cruel almost.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, but it is what it is. So okay, well, we're glad that video worked. So all right,
the rope-a-dope, right?
The rope-a-dope.
You think you found a nice spot to like spend the night, and all of a sudden someone's throwing you in a basket.
Okay, so so Ryan, any comment on that?
That's how they do it in Louisiana, apparently.
If y'all want some entertaining videos, he has some entertaining recipe videos where he cooks like jambalaya.
Okay, so the guy does food recipes and stuff. All right, so what is he called again?
Stale cracker.
Stale cracker. All right, you guys
follow him on YouTube, follow him on TikTok and stuff.
YouTube, TikTok, Stale Cracker. Okay, there you go.
Does he have a better TikTok than us?
Oh hell, everybody does.
Oh man, that bar is.
He's also about catch, clean, and cook. So noodlers set boxes out. That's true too. So, all right, very interesting first video. Okay, I'm glad it worked, guys. So let's try video number 2. What we got here?
Let me find something here. Pull something up. Oh, we're gonna do this one just for Ryan.
Just for Ryan. This is
Chicken
for Ryan.
Fat Cat Newton coming at you.
Fat cat.
Listen, man. Today I want to talk to you guys. We'll talk to you about something that's very important, man. Something that needs to be addressed. This probably will be one of my most composite videos ever, the most important things that there are things that I'm going to go over in this video that has been bestowed upon me from myself of things that I've taught myself over the years.
Hold on a second.
Nobody taught me anything but myself because, as we all know, I'm the best
Pause
fisherman I ever met.
Okay, so first of all, might be the most. I know who Fat Cat is, but he said this might be the most composite video I've ever done. What the hell does that mean? The most composite video I've ever done. That is not the right word for that.
I know what composite rods are.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And then he's talking about, okay, so let's just go with that. I noticed that first.
And,
all right,
what we're talking about today is a very serious thing in the world, especially in the fishing world. Bass bullies. The fishing game, it's getting crazy, man. A lot of people picking on people and bodies of water, man, get a whole lot more pressure than back in '87. And so you got guys rolling up on guys and just being mean to each other. So I'm going to teach you today how to protect yourself on the water from these bass bullies. Here's the deal, man. I was on the water today, and believe it or not, somebody tried to bully me. And you know me, I'm not having it, man. Like I say, I'm wall-to-wall, treetop tall, the best fisherman I ever saw. You know, change this fishing game cast by cast, because all I do is catch big bass. And I told old boy where to go, you know. I said, hey, guess what? You can catch
is he also from New Jersey?
No. Because I ain't going nowhere.
You're sure?
We're going to go through.
He ain't going nowhere because he's 500 pounds and he can't move fast.
Tell me if I handle the situation correctly, okay? Hey, the fishing world would shake his fat cat coming at you. Doing a bit of pond hopping today.
Holy crap.
It's about that time of the year, man. Everything's warming up. The ice is falling out. Look at me. Look at that. A little pancake.
What's he throwing, Danny?
I haven't got past that big-ass belly button in the middle. I don't know what he's throwing.
Jig action right there. It may not be a jig, but I don't know what it's called, so I'm going to call it a jig. And I'm going to do is just, we're going to catch something for y'all.
Listen, I bet you Steve Pinkston, that reminds me of ham sandwich right there.
Of pond fishing early season. Okay. That's all we're doing.
Oh my God.
By the way, no idea whose dog this is. No idea if it's even really a dog. It could be some kind of coyote or wolf. Not sure.
Obvious coyote.
That looks like a bad night in Tijuana. That's all I got to say.
What's it look like, Bobby? I'm fishing.
Oh, they're doing like a role play.
I didn't think I needed permission to fish this pond. I saw some signs up there that said no trespassing, but nothing said no fishing, so...
No trespassing signs meant.
I like the cut of this guy's jib.
No trespassing where the signs are hanging at. I went past the signs and there's the body of water. So I'm not up there where the signs are. I don't see a sign right here where I'm fishing at.
Why in the world?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm wall-to-wall, treetop tall. Why? What do you mean? Why aren't you dressed like this?
Muffin top, that's right.
Look, man, I don't want
any trouble. That's more than a muffin top. That's a boil over right there.
Oh, my God.
He missed leg day.
So
Look, I'm gonna need you to leave.
Chicken legs.
I'm going to need you to leave.
This is my property.
This is my property.
Well, if that was like, if that was
This is a brilliant strategy.
There's no way I'm
actually.
leaving this
Repeat
hole
back
because I
whatever
know
they say.
Big
Yeah.
Belly Kelly's up in here.
We really got a problem.
You're about to have a problem, bud. I've told you, do not approach me. Do not.
Let's go.
Let's go where?
Let's go right now.
Where are we going?
To the ground.
Are you threatening me?
To the ground.
How are you threatening me?
I'm telling you right now, bud. I'm the wrong dude. Okay?
Oh God, he's got nunchucks.
This.
He's got what?
Look,
That's
Look
what it
at
is,
that.
bud.
All right.
Listen, I don't want to hurt you.
Don't leave any trash here.
Kumite. Have you ever heard of a Kumite? 1987 Kumite champion right here, bud. These right here, yeah, go that way.
Guys, I'm gonna go get some.
Yeah, go that way. I'll be here fishing my water and hope.
You better be gone by the time.
We ain't Danny some of
You
these.
gotta be gone by the time I'm.
listen. All right,
Okay.
listen. Where's the man's ass at?
Whatever.
Where's his ass
Look at
at?
his shorts. Look at
That's long gone, man.
So, folks, hopefully you guys agree with how I handled that situation. I think I de-elevated the situation like a
De-elevated.
professional.
Hell.
The guy came at me in an aggressive manner.
Biscuits.
I was minding my own business, fishing a body of water,
You ain't wrong.
and you know you're
He was a golf ball in
dealing
that belly button.
with an
That's what I'm
all-American
saying, dude. Look
Kumite
at that
fighter.
thing.
And I could have put that on him in a heartbeat.
No, keep it
But I
going. I want to see how this
restrained
ends.
myself
Does he have
from-
ninja wampin
Last thing
action?
I gotta
Has
do
he
is
been
hurt
to
a guy, and then
Diamond
I'm
Dave's
off-
ninja
off
school?
Everything by high kick.
Oh.
But listen,
Home of the
real quick,
Judy
something
Chow.
I want to help you guys. Some things you guys can practice at home.
Okay, but so
These right here, I simply made these.
Don't go ninja. Nobody named
Don't
ninja.
need
ninja.
Don't be practicing this on your
look at
kids
that.
or your
Look at
dog.
that.
I guess
Look at that. That's dangerous.
That is. I am
That's
not
a
that.
dangerous man. right there.
All right.
He's got a thong on. Oh my God.
See,
Everybody
Danny,
should have
I
said
knew
these
it
in
was
the
a bad
boat.
night in Tijuana.
see, Danny,
Back.
you were only
Easy to
willing to
make.
talk about doing that.
I might
That
do a
cat
DIY
is
video on how to
going
make
be a
these.
He is very
Also got
into the
phone
You gotta
subject.
do it
Didn't
here
bring
now
those
naked.
because I got
He
Tommy
kind of
John
reminds
on
me of a
my elbow.
water
Listen,
tower.
listen.
He's got a heck of a
Take
tank up
chances, but
top.
like I say, you don't have to have
seriously.
these. It's that high kick. You can practice that, or
You can whip.
like
I guarantee.
You just watch so you're not
Listen,
doing your
look,
duty
he's
chopping
got
and
a
your kung
back
fu
with the
kicking
crack.
at the same time.
He's got a back
if
with
he
the
would
crack.
have been
That's all
coming
he's
at me
got.
like this, I would have said, "Hey man, I don't want no problem." I would turn around with leg sweep like that.
Look, he's out of breath.
But thankfully he left.
So does
I
he have
really
an
hope you guys
oxygen
take
tank
something
in his
away
other
from this
pocket?
video. I know it's been a while.
God, he needs
I'm
to.
going to change my videos up and
You need to.
try to teach you guys a
This
whole
is
lot more.
now.
how to
Listen, I
handle
love the NPFL, but
fishing
this is
bullies,
one of their
bass bullies,
spokesmen.
just real
This is
situations.
one of their spokesmen.
Okay.
We're definitely going to have to talk to them
Backyard
guys
Nuke,
about
man.
that because
Appreciate
I've got a
all
better
y'all.
body.
If you
I've
would,
got a better body.
Are you this entertaining though? Uh-oh. It's the truffle shuffle. My God! My God! It's the truffle shuffle.
All right, hold on, JR. Hold on, JR.
Listen, them
That
damn
would, you
ribbons-
would have to be the.
Oh my God! Yeah. Listen, I'm still not as fat as he is though, and I probably got 20 years of my life and a whole lot more Budweisers underneath my belt. All right, heck, we would all be out of breath after that. I'm blind. It's all right. It's okay. Listen, you want Ryan to do it? Ryan, can we get a truffle shuffle out of you?
No.
All right. Okay, so that's
Good
it.
man, Ryan.
What's the next one? Oh yeah, just so we can. Oh, who?
Do we have a chick fishing video?
Sort of.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well let's go there.
All right.
Oh, angry lady.
Angry lady
No.
We pulled up at sale.
versus fisherman. In parentheses, she jumped in the water.
We got about 10 rods.
Well, that buries the lead.
So we're gonna have to move this up a little. I'm gonna scrub this. Scrub this a little bit. So these boys are fishing at dock. Like that's
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I almost just hooked us.
Well, I mean, we got to fill some time here. You can let it run a little.
Just don't.
Rocky,
say
grab me, bro.
anything.
Thank you. That's fine.
Oh, he's got a deuce. Okay, so they're fishing.
They're definitely. What was that? That was a Josh McKay goes
Like a
right
crappie jig. Okay.
Actually, no, just stay here. Seriously. She's
Dylan
gonna keep
Johnson's
yelling
seen
at
this
us.
one. Are we going to be entertained, Dylan?
Yes, you're gonna be
What's
Man,
he
we're
doing?
not doing anything wrong. We're just fishing. We're just fishing.
God,
We're not
Mom!
doing anything wrong. We're just fishing. We
Just
haven't
fishing.
hit anything. And if we do, stuff happens. Can't be. Man, we're fishing.
Okay.
In all honesty, it looks kind of shallow there to be throwing jigs. That's just me.
Oh, it's a crappy jig. That's like a dock demon he's got going on there. Why aren't they shooting that dock? Come on, guys. An amateur hour over here.
Well, because they might do it like me and they'd hit that pontoon.
Hey, at this point, she deserves it.
We actually have to leave if she.
Where's she at?
Because that's just not okay.
She's coming down the seawall, I think.
Oh man! Once she jumps in, just head out, okay?
Okay.
Oh, so he said when she jumps in? This isn't staged, is it? Come on.
All right, so there she is.
Okay.
Oh, what an amateur hour again. She didn't even yell cannonball
more
before
fish.
she went in.
Look at that wake. Boy, I'd be throwing a slobber knocker right across the top of
It's
it
a little
right there.
unacceptable, but we'll
I see
leave.
what you did there. I'd have been back like 10
So-
minutes later.
Just trying to fish. That's all we're doing.
You know what I might have
See
done
ya.
right there? I might have jumped in with her. And just gone for it. So, oh, you want to swim? That might have been one.
You want to
Okay.
swim, lady?
So-
Let's swim.
So Karens though are a problem, you know, and I really feel
Absolutely,
bad for women named Karen who aren't like that. But have you ever had somebody scream at you?
I've only thankfully only had one real like altercation with a homeowner.
Oh, really?
And it was we were on Hartwell, and I just heard this disembodied voice up in the woods go, "If that lure hits my boat, we're gonna have a problem."
Was it an older person, or just the way they said it?
I don't know. I didn't see him.
Oh, they just said it.
Well, it must not have been a big problem because they didn't come down. To
They didn't come down there. So how about you guys? Gonna need some heavier test line. That's true. So how about you guys in the comments?
Gonna need a harpoon.
Have
for
you
that
ever
one.
had a Karen while you fish come out and fuss? And I know many of you have. Luckily, I have not. But then again, on a lot of the electric only lakes, there's not a lot of docks,
Yeah,
so you're not
nobody
going to
there.
get that.
I've had the police call me twice
The police have been
Nathan
called on
has had
Nathan
the police
Skinner.
called on him twice.
because I'm so intimidating. My
Nathan, you are a very threatening individual.
You are. That's what I was about to say, Nathan. I mean, you know, but I know Ryan has some
Where at?
interesting stories.
Alatuna.
Alatuna.
On Tuna. Nathan's had the police called on him twice on Alatuna.
Yeah.
Now, did you actually have to meet with the law? Or so
You did meet with the
so
law.
you hung around?
Yeah, I guess they were close enough, so they just stopped by or whatever. So like, they just sort of like, he's doing nothing wrong. He can fish here.
So they came and tried to talk her down
Gotcha.
off the ledge.
So Neil
did it work?
Scoggins had my first run-in with someone on Hartwell last Saturday. Well, give us some more details there, baby. And then ask Ryan about the two behind Port Royale. LOL. Ryan,
is that the
evidently-
head that pops up in the dark? Because
Yeah.
that's a good story.
That's a good story.
That's a fun
Now,
one.
we might tell that. Ryan, unfortunately, had to visit the throne upstairs, so he'll be back. But duty called, so he had to take off. But what I said. Now, I have not been fussed at by people. I have seen interesting things. I have seen interesting things pulling into the boat ramp about 4 o'clock in the morning, and couples
like you do.
Couples needing some privacy.
I definitely have one of those stories.
Yeah, when those first one, let's share
absolutely,
it.
absolutely. It was about 2 years ago now.
Yep.
I was on a Saturday morning, which surprised me. So early, I was going out of Settles Bridge to trout fish, and I was loading the boat in, getting ready to, or the kayak, I should say. I was getting ready to go down the ramp there, and I noticed this like pile of clothes on one of the sandbars.
Yeah.
And that's not really odd there because that area gets a lot of traffic. People leave trash. People leave all kinds of stuff. So it wasn't like at first I wasn't thinking, oh, that's odd. It was just like, somebody forgot their clothes. What an idiot. And then I started hearing voices like up above me. I was like, that's really weird. I finally got the boat in and I started to drift down a little bit. And it turned out that there was a young lady on the bridge trestle of Settles Bridge with a good friend of hers who was a photographer. And one of them, I'll let you guess which,
Me.
Was dressed in the suit they were born in. Not a stitch.
And it wasn't a photographer.
And it's possible. You got a 50-50 shot that it wasn't a photographer.
I'm going to go with not the photographer.
And they were up there doing a photo shoot. I mean, and not a care in the world. I mean, they were there for probably half hour.
Was she hot?
She's all right.
She's all right. What is, okay, so like that's twice tonight you said she's all right. What is all right and what constitutes hot?
6.5, 7.
6.5, 7 on a scale of 10. Okay, I got you. Okay, that'll work. Now, I can tell you I went to Latham one time, and on the other side there was a boat pulled up on the bank, you know, just sitting there. Well, hell, we're fishing around, but it sounded like a herd of deer or something up there. Up there in the woods, and I was like, okay, all right, that's interesting. And about this time, here come down a man and a woman, and I mean, you know what was going on up there, and they just looked at us, waved like, no big deal, you know. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, interesting.
Michael Temples, no, that was like 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
Was it cold?
No, it was nice weather.
Now here's my question. Now.
It was funny, like I got up the shoal there where all the fly fishermen usually wade at settles.
Yeah.
And the first guy I came to, like, we exchanged pleasantries, and all of a sudden he looked over my shoulder to the bridge trestle, and his eye just kind of stuck on this one thing, and he looked, and he got this real funny look on his face, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I just started to smile, and he about cracked up.
Well, so I've kayaked up on two couple that were nudists on tuna up Stamp Creek. They made me lunch.
Oh.
G-Man, is that you still doing that comment? I'm just curious. Now that would be interesting. Now here. Yeah. What? Yeah. First of all, what were they eating? Second of all, just because there were nudists, and like, you know, most nudist colonies, from what I hear, are not always, you know, yes, most nudist colonies, from what I hear, are not exactly perfect 10s walking around, and some of them can be a little old, and you know, might look more like Fat Cat there. We ate hot dogs. Oh my God.
Danny,
sir.
Danny, you and yours are
Heck yeah.
I'm pretty close. So anyway, I got a question for you, Paul, though.
Yeah.
Did you slow down any? And if you did you feel like a perv?
I tried to play it as cool as I could.
Did you? Okay.
But I'm not going to say I didn't take an extra glance or two.
Now, when you got under that bridge, it doesn't have any bottom on it.
Neither did she.
That's what I'm saying. So my question is this. Were you looking up at any time as you were going under the bridge? Come on, let's be honest.
I tried my best to play it cool. That's all I'll say.
So yes. So Paul looked up.
I tried my best to play it cool.
I've come across the sounds of procreation shattering the night silent on Lanier. Listen, I'm serious. Jersey cat there, buddy. Yeah, we love you, guy. It is.
Yeah, but you're fishing up there around Lula. Like, that's.
He's still looking up. Tim Warren said, listen, it was probably ingrained in his brain, because I would listen.
That's a core memory.
Paul ain't gay, just saying. There you go. I would have to say, knowing my personality, that I probably would have backstroked a few times.
Well, you don't want to creep, but you don't want to stare.
But that's out in the open. That's like public. Like, you put it out there in the public.
Like,
it's kind of like, I hate to say
it's fair game to look.
That's what I'm saying.
But you don't want to look too much.
I would have got hung up there on purpose. I would have accidentally made a cast up in the trees. Oh man, it's braid. I can't break it. You know.
No, gotta go get that one. This is my lucky Rapala.
Lucky Rapala.
Gotta go get that back.
Okay, so let's pull up. Yeah, probably best I didn't see the perpetrators making that noise. That's true. What's up, Ron? Outside teaching the neighbor's little boy how to throw a curveball. Hey, good for you. I actually taught, and this is one of my highlights of my life. I'm very proud of this. We lived on the end of a dirt road, and all we had to do was play football, baseball, but it was boys, girls. There was more girls there. And I actually taught 2 girls how to throw a curveball, and one of them could actually, I'm talking about, throw a legit curveball.
Nice.
Tammy Scroggins. That girl could, and I don't know what her name is now. She got married and moved off like that. But that girl, first of all, she was faster at that age than all of us boys. Easy on eyes. But my God, she had a wicked curveball. Yeah. And I mean, seriously, I'm still proud of being able to do that. So, some of those people do it to be watched. Yeah, that's probably true too. So, all right, let's pull up the next video and see what we got here. See what we got here. I don't want no more Fat Cat.
You know what? We're gonna do this. This was particularly to. This is for our good friend Kurt.
Is we hunt in the comment section? We got.
I don't know, but Let's celebrate this. Ooh. Pat that chest, baby.
God, it still makes an impact, like even now, right?
That's the best. That woman's view right there.
Yeah, it's like when you see that face, you knew she was going to be a meme.
And you know that was in Spanish, so it's probably whatever. Look at that.
That's what we should have done, the Spanish language.
We should have done it.
Oh, yeah. That guy had some lung capacity, dude.
He had some lung capacity.
And
so
literally anything is better than Joe Buck.
Joe Buck. You know, and when he tries to grow a goatee, and he really can't. You know, he can't grow the facial features that most men can. I'm sorry, but
we watched Solaire, man. Jump
do you
in
feel
here.
better?
Yeah.
So I guess you had to drop a dinger, huh? Well, we just watched Solaire's dinger, which is probably a lot more exciting than your dinger.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we actually talked about that home run before we came on air tonight, not knowing that y'all had pulled that video up because we were kind of comparing it to the rookies home run last night at Boston for the Braves and all that. So we love baseball here at Fish North Georgia, all sports like that. So I will say that that's one of the more memorable home runs in Braves history. You know, you got Hank Aaron's.
Yeah.
You know, you got Hank's. Yep. Think of other home runs.
I'm trying to think of like memorable Braves home runs. Like I would say,
I remember watching Bob Horner hit 3 in a game when I was younger.
Okay.
I remember that, but that's before your time, I'm sure, a little bit.
Justice in '95.
Yes, in the World Series.
In the World Series.
Okay, what's another? Probably Acuna hitting the grand slam in the World Series.
Acuna hitting the grand. I'm trying to think of like an Acuna like home run that I really remember. Like I saw him hit the walk-off one against the Mets last year.
Yeah.
Back in 2013, we were at the game. It was the first walk-off I ever saw.
Rick Camp. That's right. Hell yes.
Freeman hit a 2-run bomb to send them to the playoffs.
Yes.
And that was that one stuck.
Yeah. So do you remember the Rick Camp one that Wyatt popped up there? So they were pitched. I think the game went into extra innings or something like that. Rick Camp.
That's a little before my time.
Chippers walk off, third and Ringo. So there was a lot of great ones. But Rick Camp,
Hayward's first at bat.
Hayward, very first at bat, hit a home run. What about you, Ryan? Are you in condition to Braves memorable home runs, or are you zoned out because your stomach's gurgling?
No, my stomach's fine now.
Okay, we'll join in on the conversation.
I just had to.
Had you go to the bathroom? It's okay.
Yeah.
The Chipper one was a good one because it was his last walk off.
18 innings. That's right.
Against the Phillies.
So if you see what Ryan's holding out there, this is the Ark rod that we're going to give away here in a little while. Pretty cool. The Invoker. And
that's a good looking rod.
It is a good looking rod.
You know that would go really well with an Abu Garcia Revo rocket.
And I know where you can get one.
I know exactly.
That's right.
Huh? You want one right now?
Can't get one right now.
Well, we know where we can go get one.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to have that question. But yeah, I do remember that. Scott Meister's watching. We actually talked about that today too. When I was younger, if you had good grades, you got free tickets. And so we were sitting up at old Turner.
So you got a
Stadium.
Free ticket for every B or higher. So that would be like multiple.
Yeah, you
free
did.
Tickets,
you
like
did.
For every
I was thinking it was A's, but B's. Yeah, like that. But regardless,
now, my thing is like you got one for every subject.
It might have been
so
like
if you had 6 subjects, that was 6 tickets.
That's right. Yeah. So you got the tickets.
Those were lean times.
I got to watch Jim Leland get kicked out of the game, Pirates at Fulton County Stadium. But that was back in the day, and I remember going up in the right field because they were upper deck seats. And I mean, it.
Good man, Dylan.
It would suck. I'd have free 7 tickets. Good for you. I'm actually going to the Mets game Tuesday night.
You got some of the 40% off?
No, my uncle's got season tickets.
Nice.
So, I was able to procure that. They were terrible. So, Amanda's never been. My wife has never been to a Braves game.
Go down early.
Yeah, we're going to walk around the Battery, check all that stuff out.
Go down early for sure.
Yeah, so.
Goldberg's $3 PBR special.
Okay, so I'll check that out for sure.
It's the only beer special we found in the Battery.
Okay, well there you go. So guys, and also too, hey, if you're out there and you've been down to the Battery or anything like that at Fulton, what the hell's it called now? Truist Park. Might have been a B average per report card, something like that. I think it was something like that. But those were good days. I don't know if they still do stuff like that anymore. But you doubt it?
I doubt it.
Okay, so is Nathan back down here?
Yes.
I want you to try to do this. How many more tickets? How many more videos did y'all download? because I want to see if you can actually.
Since I was gone, I was only gone about.
No, we only watched Soler.
5-6
We did.
Well, we watched the fat woman jump off the dock.
Yeah, she's ridiculous.
We have the fishing fights video. That's about it.
Okay, I'd like to see if you could just for our show, see if you can actually. This might get fuzzy, but everybody seems to be seeing them pretty good. I want you actually to try to pull a video up off of YouTube.
Interesting, right?
So what he's doing right now is he's going to YouTube, and we have the ability to actually.
I'm about bet. How much you want to bet it won't work?
It might not work, guys. I want to know. This is from you guys watching. If this drags while we do it, but we can pull a video off. If we had better internet, it would be flawless.
Oh man!
Just pick one.
Give us this orca attacking a paddleboard.
Okay, orca attacks a paddleboard down here, and I just want to know for our future reference how this works. We gotta get past the commercials.
The obligatory political ad.
I spent time at Quantico. Listen, if Herschel, oh bless his heart. Listen, he's Republican, and
you said it all, baby.
But bless his heart.
You said it all.
There's
baby.
a difference in running over people.
I'm Raphael War.
So he's gonna pull it back up real quick, and so now he's gonna go down to share it. Yep. Pull it up on Chrome tab.
Chrome tab.
There we go. You guys tell me how this plays on that. See if it drags.
Here we go.
Now go back to StreamYard.
Orca's
well, he's got to hit play
on a paddleboard.
We have to go full screen on that.
It don't work too good.
Oh, really?
Well, it probably don't work too good anyway. But let's see what we.
So this guy's like the world's largest topwater lure. Thank you for that courtesy.
Hey.
Wait, what just happened?
Hold on a second. Let's see where this goes.
What a misdirection.
This woman gave birth to some really big baby.
Good Lord. All right. So it did come up very jumpy and all that. We kind of figured that. We downloaded some, and then they seem to play okay. But when we actually go live, you're pulling from YouTube and uploading to StreamYard at the same time. So we kind of figured that may or may not work.
It's a good looking rod, Neil.
So what we'll do is
it's sharp.
How many other videos do you have?
2. There, like a part 1, part 2.
Part 1, part 2. All right. Well, let's.
So famous fights and altercations on the BFL tour.
Okay, so here we go. Famous. Is it Bassmasters?
Yeah, it's Bassmasters.
Okay, so let's watch.
So are these pretty long?
Some of them are. Yeah.
Let's watch these fights. Okay. And again, tonight's all about experimentation, so we're trying to figure out what we can do and what we can't do.
Back out on the semifinal day again. You have to be in the top 12 if you want to fish the finals. Kevin Van Dam in that carousel with Russell
everybody's
there and Jeff Creek chasing a finite number of fish.
Exactly right, and they kind of protected this little area here. This was not a mile-long stretch. There was, 3 20-yard stretches, and when other anglers want to come in, you see Mike Iaconelli
Good
right
Lord,
here.
right
Sometimes anglers butted heads.
Combat fishing.
You think that's cool? I said, you think that's cool?
Just tell me to leave, Kevin. I'm getting mad at you.
I'm just asking you. I just wonder if that's cool.
It's a beauty hole.
You ain't part of the community.
Kevin, next time just say, Mike, can you please leave this spot? Just be nice about it. I'll leave.
I wasn't mean. Whatever you want, dude.
Be nice next time. I'll leave for it. That's all.
I was nice. How was I mean?
Come on.
There's another one in there.
I just said, is that cool? He's having a bad day, I can tell.
How's that work out for you, Scott?
Mike and I
so those are all spectator boats back there in the back.
Relationship if you hadn't figured it out.
They're a little rattled at the moment. I got here to where I wanted to start, and there was a fisherman here already, which was fine.
Well, you just showed all these other people where the place is too. See, that's the problem with it.
Well,
Spot bird.
What am I supposed to do? Not try to make a living?
Damn job and work like everybody else.
Oh, okay.
That's what.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue with you.
Get a damn job.
Get a job.
That's all there is to it. My nerves are as bad as they can be right now.
Art might be calming down a little bit, but the tension for fishing for over
That one's a little soft. I was hoping for more there.
Decision. What bait
This
to
one
use,
right here
what
just
part of
shows
the lake
how
to concentrate on. These factors are constantly
asinine
banging around in the
this
angler's
individual
mind.
is right
Scott
here.
Martin and Drew Bitton both decided to start their day, not just in the same creek, but throwing at the same dock. And Scott Martin is not happy about Drew's decision.
Well,
Feel mad right now, dude? That's not cool.
Well, come up here and fish beside me. I don't mind.
You're sitting right where I need to be sitting, dude.
I'm telling you. I know I seen them all yesterday right there.
You saw me here in practice. I fished here yesterday morning till 9:30, 10 o'clock. You were going down the bank, dude.
What,
you
what's
were
up?
right there in
What's
my
up?
pocket, dude.
I know I started there earlier. I thought I was going to have
What are you
going
gonna
to
do about it?
I was headed here.
That's why I've been fishing.
Just
throw down,
get out
yeah.
there, Scott.
Well, you're sitting right where I want to cast, dude. I make casts in that
Okay,
dock.
so,
I make
can
casts
you
in
pause
that
this
gut,
for a second?
all right in this little zone, and you're casting across.
About had enough.
It's in the way of stuff.
We're going to ask our resident tournament etiquette expert, Ryan. Who's in the right there?
Fish beside me, dude. Yeah.
Is it the guy that gets there first, or is it like what are for someone like me? What are we seeing there? Why is that?
Okay, so to set it up though, so Scott Martin is saying that guy, he was fishing there yesterday. That guy was in the area, but wasn't fishing that dock. And then the next morning, that guy's there first before Scott gets there. And so Scott is saying the etiquette would be, dude, you knew I was fishing here. You shouldn't be fishing here. Pretty much. Am I summing that up correctly?
Yes.
Okay, so now explain to us who you think is in the right per fishing tournament etiquette.
That's kind of sticky to me, right?
It is.
Like,
he's thinking. Awkward silence.
He's noodling.
60-40 Scott Martin's wrong.
Okay, 60-40
Okay.
Scott Martin's wrong.
So it is a gray area.
Yeah.
So
here's the problem with it. So what you don't know, because you can pull this up and you can watch it. So what you don't know, Scott in this tournament, this was like day 3. Scott was up in the top 5. Drew Benton was not.
Like not even close.
No, he was in the top 20.
Okay.
But he was vying for that final 10 on the FLW tour, because the FLW tour does the same thing when they used to have the FLW tour. The final 10 fishermen fished on the last day. On Sunday.
Okay.
Drew Benton was trying to get in. This is a Lewis Smith Lake, spotted bass fishery. Weights are tight. Pounds are separating, 10th, 20th from first.
Okay.
So they don't go into that in the video.
Now, when they go to 10, do they like zero your weight and everybody fishes that one day?
No,
Or
it's
is it still your cumulative.
You keep going.
It just gets people off the
keep
water.
going. So like what Steve said, if Scott's contending, you should let him have
because he's contending for the win.
Because he's contending for the win.
Okay.
However, the way Scott goes about it is absolutely utterly ridiculous.
Okay.
I have a question.
All right, Nathan has a question.
All right, so something kind of like this happened to me. I was a recreational fisher on Toto Creek. That weekend they had the Skeeter and that other tournament on Lanier.
Oh, man.
Back in January, I got pushed out of the back of Toto by a person in a bass boat, but I was there first. What do you do in that situation? One, as a recreational fisher, and 2, as a pro fisher coming up into a spot you want to fish, but there's a recreational fisher there.
Well, first of all, the Skeeter boys ain't pros, no matter how bad they think they are.
So Nathan's
there you go. I like it.
Nathan's situation was he's on a creek on Lanier during a big tournament weekend. He was set up shop, and he ended up getting kind of muscled out by a couple of the
boats
tournament guys. And
when I see kayaks, personally, it don't matter how much money I'm fishing for. When I see kayaks, if a kayak beat me to some place that they're sitting on, it's going to be a damn and move on situation for me.
But unfortunately, that's not the way it is
kayaks
most.
don't have a motor to crank up and go. Y'all are limited to if y'all gonna move, y'all gotta go back to the boat ramp, load your kayak up, and go somewhere else.
Right, make a big move.
Y'all are committed to like a 2 to 3 mile give or take radius. I don't know what y'all's paddling skills are, trolling motor, what y'all exactly want to do.
Yeah, probably about 5 miles.
Okay, so Paul says a 5 mile. So I got like a 5 mile radius. Well, I can run 5 miles in 2 minutes,
if that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's no big deal for me to crank up and move on. Does it suck? Yes.
But it'd be the same even if it was another boat.
It'd be the same thing too if it was another boat. I'm different because it just if someone beat me to a place, I'm not gonna sit there and pitch a fit about it.
Right.
I know plenty of people who will pitch a fit about it.
If you only got one spot and it's that one spot, what are you doing?
Well, how edgy are we getting tonight?
How many what?
How edgy are we getting tonight?
You get as edgy as you want. It's our show.
I'd say keep the language in check, but
well,
other
I'm
than
keeping
that,
keeping the language in check, but
maybe keep the names out of it too.
While you're thinking, let me read.
I'll tell you this. If you got one spot that you're banking on in a big tournament like that, and you're in a bass boat, or John boat,
you have 0 spots.
You've
made a mistake.
You made a serious mistake.
That's not too edgy. That's just straight up honest.
Well, it's just what it is. I mean, if you're like, man, I got this one spot, this is where we'll get. It was like, well, that's all you had. Okay, this goes back to my little power fishing manifesto prelude that I went through on the Fish North Georgia group page.
Right,
dude. I'll just say it like it is. You suck. I was like, if you, he said it the same time I said it.
You suck. Well, just say it. That's right.
And you can come at me if you want to. I don't care, but it's whatever. Like what I was saying though, and all due respect, with all seriousness though, people get so hell bent. They find fish on one spot, and they
forget that there's 1,000 spots just like that.
And they almost forget what it's like. A lot of these guys, I tell these guys too. I've told a few of them. They're like, "Man, I had this one spot," and I'm like, "Yeah, really?" And I'm like, there's other places that set up just like that one all over the lake, right?
Man.
Like, well, that's one spot. I said, yeah, but if you're fishing if you find a
patterning, like
it's like it shouldn't bother you. You should be like, well, hell, there's another point right down the lake that lines up just like this one. Let me go try it. Well, they're not there on this one. Let me go try another one. You're going to run into them eventually.
Right.
But some people just bank so hard.
If it's a good pattern and you made the right decision.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if it's a shit pattern, then you're going to try to go do it again, and it ain't going to work.
Okay, I got you. But let's get back to the going back to the comments in the video. Now, I've heard several people say if they're fun fishing and a tournament guy comes up, they'll let the tournament guy have it. That's very nice.
Straight up, Kurt. That's spot on.
So one dock better not determine your 4-day tournament. Please. Absolutely. Yeah. Pull up Kurt's comment right there. Good to see you, Kurt. We hunt. Dodgers still suck. But I love you, Kurt. I do love you. And
we do miss Vin Scully.
And we do. And you eat well.
God rest one of the greatest announcers ever. Seriously.
He is. No, seriously. That is true. That is true.
Can
we sacrifice Joe Buck to get Vin Scully back?
Let me say this.
I would.
Let me say this one thing. I'm being serious. I'm serious about this. I actually watched a good bit of Dodgers games back in the day simply because Vin Scully's told a story.
He always had a story
throughout the game. He always had backstories on people.
Yep.
He had all kinds of stuff about the pitchers, and he could rattle it off and tell the story in the 3-2 pitch.
He had impeccable timing too.
He had great timing.
He'd be in the middle of a story.
He was the voice of the World Series,
right?
Oh yes, absolutely.
But you don't do that for how long did he do it? 62 years or something.
He was there when they were in Brooklyn.
Yeah, so he did it for a long time.
But he'd be right in the middle of the story. Well, and they raised horses. The 2-0 count, the pitch. There we go.
Yeah,
and one of his horses' name was this, and then all right, yeah, but he was great. So again, that's almost. Ryan has not had nothing to drink tonight, so he's dead on right there. But seriously, okay, but let's go back to the tournament thing. Scott Martin's in 5th. That guy's in 20th.
I don't know what position he was, but he was in the top.
Okay, top 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
So they were both competing.
So they're both competing, but you're saying Scott was in the wrong, or Scott. I mean, I never really got a clarification on
Drew is in the wrong.
Drew was in the wrong.
In my opinion, Drew is kind of in the wrong in this situation. None of us, that my knowledge, that's watched this right now, have fished for $100,000.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't.
So it's a little bit. There is a little bit of a sketchy, situation
you're right.
there. There's a line there on the professional side is a little weird,
A lot of unwritten rules like baseball?
There's a lot of unwritten rules on the professional side.
Okay, give us an unwritten rule other than you can't fish the same dock.
Of fishing?
Yeah, fishing. We know the baseball ones, but give me one of fishing. What's an unwritten rule in tournament fishing?
an unwritten rule in tournament fishing, especially in a tournament. If someone gives you a little bit of information on the inside, don't go run around telling everybody else what the hell they told you.
That's just common sense.
That's just common sense. Yeah.
Well, you'll be surprised how non-common sense it is.
That's kind of like the kid. Listen,
So-
I feel the same way about the kid who gets to sleep with the hot PE teacher.
But
why aren't you telling everybody? I mean, seriously, is it not the same thing?
There goes our monetization right there.
But
you know what I'm saying.
But I will say this:
you got to keep it under your
I
hat.
will
Keep it
say
under wraps,
I
dude.
will say this though: when
My
I say
Lord.
it's 60-40, Benton's wrong, 40% Scott's wrong. Scott's wrong for two reasons. First of all, don't pitch a fit like that. Second of all, Scott, if that was your best starting spot, what the hell are you doing not going there first?
Like Tim Wyatt said, if
Did
you
Tim
wanted to
Wyatt
fish
say
it,
that?
yeah, if you
Oh,
wanted to
okay,
fish
yeah,
it that
so,
bad,
yeah, exactly,
he should have
exactly
went
what
there
Tim
first.
said. Yeah, I echo what Tim said. Exactly. What the hell are you doing not going there first?
Now, is he under the impression, and you know more about how this tournament went, that this other guy, like Scott Martin, under the impression that this other guy watched him catch fish on that dock and now has moved in kind of the bent rod pattern?
That's what Scott was saying, because he was like,
alleged.
you were going down the freaking bank on the other side over there. You watched me catch fish. So, you know, it's
What time of year was that?
That was in the early spring, I want to believe.
Okay.
It was like in March or February.
Now let me ask you
Because it
this.
looked kind of like a Highland Reservoir.
It's
ditch,
Smith.
like,
It was Lewis Smith.
Yeah,
So
it was a Highland
yeah.
Reservoir ditch bite, like we would be familiar with. Like,
Okay, so let me ask you this: when they blasted off, did Scott blast since he was in the lead? Did the leaders blast off first, or did they turn it around and let the guys at the back go first?
Someone who probably knows better can correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say on the last day it goes out 1 through 10.
Aaron Russell,
but on the
those fish weren't on the dock.
Yeah,
they were in
the
that
fish
ditch.
weren't on.
Okay,
and that's what Scott
Appreciate
said.
you joining us
He was
tonight,
like,
Aaron.
"You're sitting on a spot that I need to be casting," and Drew was like, "Come on right up here beside me."
Okay,
but they were fishing like it was like a ditch or something that comes out from underneath the
well, I mean,
dock.
you could kind of
Okay, so look,
see it in the
Ron answered the question. In those days, that was the 3-flight takeoff in the 50 round, but they should have gone in order of standings.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
leaders. Okay, so Scott should, if that was the case,
Yeah.
and that was
If
true,
he wanted
Scott,
that one that
if he
bad.
wanted to go there first, he should have went there first.
And from my knowledge, from what I heard later on down the line, that because there was a comment on it on the YouTube, on the actual video on the FLW page from the actual video. I believe Scott went to someplace else real quick, check before he went back there.
Okay, well then that's on him. To me, at that point, if you go somewhere else and you make that choice, then that's on you.
That's why I say it's kind of 64.
All right, let's continue the video. Let's see where this goes.
Tournament, dude.
Drew leaves.
Final day of the tournament, and you come in here.
This is
and
the
you're
last
casting
day of the
all across
tournament.
where I'm casting. You hadn't even fished here, dude.
Scott, I did fish
When?
here.
Yesterday afternoon?
I fished here the second morning too.
No, you didn't, dude.
Yeah, I did.
Not right here, you did not.
Scott, I come in here at about 10 o'clock, second morning.
Come on, man.
I'm not keeping you from catching any fish here.
You got me madder than hell, dude.
Well, calm down and fish. You're a good fisherman. Calm down and fish.
So I just wait for you to get your bait in, then I can cast?
I'm not. I'm casting to the left where you're casting.
Now, I'd be nice if you
I'm
had
not
about a
casting
10 pounder
over
right
your eye. I'm
there.
not an idiot.
So if I ask your partner if y'all fished here, he's gonna tell me y'all fished right here by this little dock right here in the middle of the deal.
I promise you.
Yeah.
I'm not keeping you from catching them today, so just calm down. We got plenty of time to fish.
It's just not how it works, dude.
I don't know. Final day.
It's yours. I ain't gonna sit here and argue.
They
with you
both in
about
top
it.
10.
I don't do well with crybabies.
I ain't crying. I'm
You're
just mad as
crying.
Like,
hell.
you're gonna tell me?
Oh,
like,
he called him a crybaby there.
Dude. It's the last day of the tournament. That's where I fished yesterday. And then you pull in here like it's yours. You're sitting dead right where my boat's sitting.
Now, how about this? The
Wonder
camera
why
guy
even when I was
has to
catching
sit there and
yesterday,
listen to all
why didn't
this.
he come in here and say, dude, this is
I would be a fly on the wall.
Oh, absolutely.
Why didn't he come over here and fish? Why did he just keep on going down the bank throwing at bushes? Oh, but then the last day of the tournament, you want to come start on it and sit your boat right at it and cast exactly where I'm casting and act like, oh, that's where I've been fishing.
Okay, all I'm gonna tell you is I don't watch a lot of professional fishermen, but Scott seems kind of like a jerk right there.
10 fly, bud.
That's just me.
Some people don't know how to deal with it, I guess.
Scott is a jerk.
Okay, is there more?
Is that it?
There's a part 2, yes.
Part 2. Let's pull up the part 2.
Any analysis on the trend here besides he's a jerk?
I just think, I mean, I don't know.
I
Maybe
know it's
it's
kind of
just me.
soft. I thought, like,
Mhm.
especially if it's
Scott also don't think his what stinks either.
Well, that's true.
But
I
it's like that's the
because
thing.
his daddy.
Like if it's really like top 10 only on that day, like you got the whole lake at your disposal. Like I don't know, man. I'm not
Start
into it.
versus Herod. Here we
Now
go.
this is the good one.
I was gonna go upstairs quick.
The audio is.
If this is the good one, I'm in.
The audio's not great on it, but the video.
So here's what you do right here. Watch this.
Watch this. I gave him a half a freaking mile.
Oh, so they cut him off.
You know, it reminds me a bit of Nautilus with the water drawn down.
So basically, he jumped in front of him.
Yeah.
This could be a big one.
It is a big one.
Oh, this one's huge. Nice.
Well, he looks pissed.
Man,
I wish I was that slick with a fish boat side.
He's earned the nickname Hammer. They literally call him Hammer.
They call him Hammer.
Yeah.
It fits. What's his first name?
Matt.
Hammer Heron. I like it.
We gonna play this? I give you a half a mile down there. What? You fished in here. I didn't see you the first day.
I love
What?
I love this finish right here. Watch this.
I was hoping for the Stone Cold Steve Austin one.
Oh, here we go.
Behind you, big boy. See that right there? Show the camera good. So the 100,000 people watching know what you did. I gave you a half a mile, and you come up there and slid in front of me 100 yards. I slid ahead of you 100 yards. Dude, we got the tape. Who was running this bank first, me or you? Hey, you want 3 miles of it? Look, dude, I ain't mad. I'm just gonna fish. But this is where I'm gonna fish, right here. If you want to fish here, you come up here and I'll leave. Okay? Come on up here and fish in front of me. You the one that started the crap. No, you want to be a smarty down there. That's not true, Hammer. That's not true. Look here. That's what you
Oh, wow.
right there.
Hammer all the time. Even when they angry.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
We'll see at the end of the day.
Dude, that's a reputation right there.
So that boat was in here on day one? I don't think so, because these boys was here and they didn't see you. I didn't see you.
Isn't the third with Ark now?
Mm-hmm.
He's still talking back there.
Matt Herron is a nice guy in person, but he's a competitor. People love G-Man, but he showed his ass under a bridge one time. At
Ron, the
Rowan.
good one. The good ones are like that. Not Joseph Gaten, G-Man. Love you, Joseph.
That's right. The Ike and the Local was a good one. I wish we'd have downloaded more of it.
I think that was next.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
I think it's.
Oh, it might be on this. Okay.
Did a real job.
No, this is the one that's stupid.
There's been some heavy-duty gamesmanship going on in this place.
Heavy duty gamesmanship.
Been Tommy, and really, just like
All right, y'all might have to pause this for a second.
Okay, pause it for a second because Paul has got the
Pause it for a second and then download. Have you ever seen Ike Breaks the Rod?
No, can you? Hey, Nathan, can you actually download one while we're taking this break and Ryan and I talk?
Download 2.
Okay, yeah, download a couple more.
Download
Because,
Ike Breaks the Rod on the side of the boat. Go ahead while I talk while we're saying that.
yeah. So anyway, guys, I hope you're kind of enjoying this. We're kind of figuring this stuff out. Like I said,
That one right there, Mike. I can
So-
Ike.
we know now too that when we do these shows, we can pull up. Yeah, so he's going to download a couple more while we're doing this. So we can pull up videos now and we can kind of go over stuff. I know tonight is kind of all for fun, and we're just really trying this out. But I think this is pretty interesting, and I hope for you guys. I don't know if you can see me on camera or what you're getting right now, but I hope for you guys it's kind of entertaining as well. We're going to do a couple more, but talk about Ryan. How about this? The one time in a tournament, have you ever got into it with anybody in a tournament? I can tell you, me and Josh were fishing an electric only tournament, of course, and we had there was a young couple of guys new to the tournament scene and all that. We were at Cedar Creek. We're fishing the island out there, and Actually, I was fishing another lake. Josh was fishing it with might have been Chris Baker or somebody had a sub, and some guys came up and they actually cast it across his line. But Josh, being a nice guy, didn't, he wasn't too combative with them and stuff like that. But that's probably about the only situation that I know of like that. How about on a big lake tournament where things might be a little more tense?
I had some kids cut me off one time, and I wasn't going to have it the way they did it.
How'd they do it?
Well, I was going into the back of the creek, and they came in behind me, and they stopped. And they talked to each other for a second, and I looked over my shoulder, and I knew they were talking about something. Next thing I know, they throw the boat back in gear, and they idle on up past me in front of me about 3 docks and start fishing in front of me.
Okay.
And start going to the back. And I told them when they picked up, and as soon as they dropped the trolling motor, I waited on them to drop the trolling motor and pick up a rod. And I said, y'all think that's cool? And the one in the front ignored me. The one in the back turned around and looked at me. And he just kind of looked at me with couldn't believe that I actually said something to them.
Right.
And they whispered something back and forth to each other and whatnot. And they turned and left. They turned around and left. They got out.
But that was
and then I had some high school kids, and it's not the high school kids' fault, but I had a boat captain pull up on me and Bronson when we were saw us catching fish on top water, and they pulled up and started throwing right at the brush pile that we were throwing at.
Gotcha.
And the captain actually said, "Throw right where he's throwing."
Oh.
And I heard him, and I said some stuff. It's probably the hottest I've ever got, because I told him that you don't need the GD teach these kids that this is the way to go.
Right.
Because it's not. I said, because you pull up to the wrong person and do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
The wrong person's going to get in on it. And
right.
It's gonna be rough.
Yeah, Tim White, I've seen some good stuff on the electric scene. It is. Alabama, Robert Woody, they got into it twice. Danny, when I run by you Saturday, make sure the camera is running and we can make one of these. Who is that? Because I can't see. Is that Michael? Scroll down oh yeah. Unfortunately, Michael, I'm not going to be fishing Dahlonega this Saturday because we have East Hall on Lanier, so I'm going to be out there trying to, on the big water. So scratch
dump
fishing.
us out to the wide, Nathan.
I was co-leading a 2-day tournament, and my day 2 boater fished the same point. I can't see it now. I didn't pull up. I lost my thing there. There you go. Pulled up to the same point for 6.5 hours. That was an argument all day in the same boat. Okay, yeah, there you go. It can happen. So, and hopefully most time cooler heads prevail. But anyway, so now that you're back, let's continue on with that video. Let's go back to the hotheads and see what we got going on.
To the final day of an event, and you're 9 pounds back. You're down in 7th place, like Elton Jones. We really mostly see anglers, they'll give room to the leader. And so far this morning, that is not.
Oh, where is this?
Sabine River.
Okay, where's that? Help me out.
Is he leading? The guy in the back leading?
Dean Rojas is leading the tournament in the final day. Elton Jones is in 7th.
And that's Elton Jones.
The stretch that they are fishing is not big, maybe a quarter-mile long
at most. And the other thing, whenever we've seen
so
this happen
pause that
by the end of competition day, it does not.
All right, so this situation right here, because I'm a Bassmaster junkie more than anything else.
What's up, Facebook user?
This situation right here, the Sabine River. So they were fishing a canal. They had fresh water running in and out of it.
Okay.
But on the main channel,
is that a tidal river?
Was where it was brackish water.
Okay.
So they had these fresh water coming into the back. So the bass didn't have nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
There was nowhere bass could come. These bass lived in this
canal.
They're
like trapped. Yeah.
They're trapped. And set out, Dean Rojas basically stayed in there all 4 days of the tournament. And
what's up, Jonathan?
Out on the last day, Elton Jones outran him
to that spot.
They raced to the spot, and he got in there before he did.
Okay. So hopefully it's not dragging too much. I see that our Wi-Fi is down just a little bit, but we're going to continue. If it drags a little bit, we apologize.
How about this?
That's pretty close, though.
No, watch what Dean does right here, though.
Take a look. Pure garbage.
And there is not a rule against this, but Dean Rojas, obviously upset on this final morning, somehow has to keep the wheels on the bus and get back to work.
Oh, so he cut him off big time.
You know, it's sad. He was never there the whole time, and the stretch that I fished yesterday, he never fished, and he jumped on it this morning.
So this is frowned upon for that.
It is.
Yeah.
He's no professional.
That's frowned upon, period, man. When
the wheels on the bus go round and round. That's like Yahuwah. Oh, it's awful.
Flat Creek in the wintertime.
Yes.
Just get on the merry-go-round.
Let's catch some fish today, man.
That's right, guys. Let's catch some fish.
Okay, so there we go. So basically, we have learned that even in the professional world, we got some tensions and stuff like that. Some characters to get a little bit upset. But now again, we've noticed in the comments, when you're fishing for $100,000, you might be more apt to make that move. But unfortunately, we have anglers that are fishing for $500 on a Saturday that will do the same thing.
$50. It'll
$50
do the same thing.
that do the same thing. So, in a way, I can kind of get the angle, but like what you said about the boat captains and the high school kids, when the adults are doing that, that kind of really crosses that line. Even if you weren't, were you joy fishing or were you fishing a tournament that day?
Oh, we were fishing a tournament.
But even if you were joy fishing, you shouldn't do that to somebody else.
No, you shouldn't.
Okay, so we can kind of get on that.
You want to pivot to a rod giveaway?
Do we want to pivot to a rod giveaway?
Let's cover this question from Dylan Johnson first.
Okay, why don't you read it?
Then
out
we'll give
there,
a rod
Paul.
away.
Read it out there.
Hey, do y'all have any spinning reels y'all suggest to use? The Dragon his just went out. It's his primary one. He likes lose right now, and he's worried about turn time to get it repealed.
No, you need to thought losing the garbage.
I have two I suggest.
Okay, so we got two suggestions.
I mean, should we all just shout like what our brand of spinning reel is?
The sound is very quiet, by the way, on the
videos. It can be. So if you don't have it, some of them are very hard to hear just because of the quality of the video that was back in the day.
So fishermen, I find like everyone's kind of like with your dip or your smokes or your beer or whatever, but everybody's got their brand. Nathan,
brand loyal.
Nathan, what's your brand? Daiwa. Ryan.
Abu.
I actually, my two favorite spinning reels are my Lose.
I'm a Daiwa guy as well.
Lose casting reels are good. Lose spinning reels are a hard no.
I love my two Lose spinning reels. I got the tournament series.
You don't work them as hard as other people do.
But I'm a finesse guy.
Ooh, that was spicy.
That was kind of spicy there, Ryan.
The Daiwa Tatula 2500 is a great spinning reel. Man.
So you're a Tatula guy? I haven't fished one down. I've got a lot of BGs.
Yeah, I mean, I just haven't had any problems with them. I've actually had more problems with the Lose casting reels than I've had with the spinning reels. But they were given to me by Rob Young. They are kind of a higher end. They're not a low end Lose.
Bargain basement.
No, they're not. But I mean, I've enjoyed them so far.
I'll be honest. I picked up my two most recent spinning reels. I got a Daiwa, the Regal LT, whatever the $60 reel is.
Right.
Just for a cheap rod that I had, and I really, really liked it. And then when I was on vacation, I picked up a Fluger President for $60.
Yeah.
And I was fairly impressed with that. I mean, I don't know if I'd go like fish the crap out of it, but
right.
Just to go have fun. Good reels.
I was fairly impressed with the casting stuff LJ had with those.
Cast King, okay.
Yeah, you like the Cast King stuff?
I've not thrown any Cast King.
That was the guy that I fished with a guide while I was up north in Sturgeon Bay, and he had all 1-3 or 13 stuff.
Yeah. What did you say was your favorite, Brian?
That was pretty good. I'd never fished that stuff before.
Abu
Garcia. Well, you like Abu a lot of Abu though. I mean, you're brand loyal to Abu.
Pretty much.
You're brand loyal. I'm not really brand loyal. I like whatever I got in my hand. If it throws, it's great. But I've got a little mix of everything.
That Fluger impressed me pretty well.
The ballistic is great. The Tatula spinning reel is good as well. And it's also depending on your budget. to be
Yeah.
quite honest. I mean, there are some good low cost reels out there that will do the job, and then you can really spend a whole lot of money.
It doesn't take long either.
It doesn't take long. Now, what was that one that old Michael Kinney bought?
That was MGX.
MGX. So that was Abu MGX spinning reel, and it. All I can tell you is I've never thrown it, but I don't know how many people have come in the shop and held it, and just how light it was and everything. It's amazing.
What's your budget, Dylan?
That would be easy to do. Find a budget and then go from there. But
yeah, absolutely.
I think a lot of people. It is like NASCAR, and you're right. I mean,
everybody got one they like.
Most outdoorsmen are brand loyal to certain things, and worms.
You got worms.
Zoom. Some guys are Zoom no matter what.
Yep.
Even if the same trick worm can be bought by another company, it could be the exact same worm. They're going to buy the Zoom or they're going to buy the Strike King, and everybody becomes brand loyal. Just stay away from Okinawa, Tim White said.
See, I think I'm less so with plastics now. I had a lot of Zoom for a while.
Okuma. Actually, Jason Johnson.
I've got Okuma level lines though for striper fishing, the cold water 200s.
Yeah,
they're animals.
Look at that big yawn over there.
They're different. They're built different.
I'm sure.
Y'all have inspired me to film a quick story about how my brother, how my brother and I may have cost a
blank.
Got to finish that thing. I posted before you
prematurely posted.
Premature postulation. There you go. So one of the angriest times on Lanier, me and Scott Barnes got cut off a lit dock. We shut down 100 feet away at the neighbor's dock to sneak up on the light, and the dudes ripped into the light dock. Oh, okay. So that would be pretty frustrating.
I'd be warm about that.
Yeah, so like that. So Yamamoto, brand, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I use the Academy casting reels, and I'm gonna be honest, I have bought some Academy reels before, and they were all right until I tried to throw heavy baits on. I had a bait caster that would throw all the light stuff great, and I think I put it might have been a Alabama rig on one time, and it didn't take long to rip that into pieces. So, but.
Ron, it might be their higher end ones are a little better. I had kind of the lower mid range Shimano's back in the day, and none of them laid a barrel like on the spinning reel.
Right.
They all laid an hourglass, which you can't really fix.
Rico poppers only. And you guys continue that in the comment. If there's like
Rico poppers only,
one, I'm not looking at probably like $100 trying to save up for a boat.
Revo X.
Revo X. Yeah.
BG. That Legalis LT, that was the one I was talking about a second ago. That was a shockingly nice reel for the money.
Yeah.
Just don't buy another loose spinning reel.
Listen to Ryan. He's just the cheap loose ones. Yes, I've thrown them.
Dude,
I agree.
That $60 Fluger President impressed me.
They are.
Like, it was not a bad reel at all.
Oh, look at there. So Jersey Cap. Well,
Manford.
Look at that. Well, my brother and I potentially cost Ronald Hobbs Jr. from placing in the top 3 of the 2010 Forest Wood Cup, unknowingly, of course. Interesting. Aaron, we'll have to cover that again. Aaron Russell, Shimano Vanford, you can buy one quality reel that will outlast 3 economy. And that is true. That is true.
Buy once, cry once.
If you get, I'll tell you that if you're serious about like, if you're like, as you develop, Dylan, your fishing skills, if the finesse game with spinning reels and stuff is your tango, you need to bust out the money.
A quality one, yeah.
Whether it's a Shimano, like a Vanford or anything, I don't, I know Aaron, a bunch of them, they like the Vanfords and the Stratics and stuff like that from, fishing light stuff, and because of the drag on the Stratics. They redid the Vanford, by the way.
Smooth.
The iCast, they totally remade the Vanford. The Vanford is on par now, probably with the year or two old Stratics. But
right.
Tell Dylan to hit me up, and I'll cut him a great deal on a Vanford.
Okay, so Dylan, actually Nathan just said from behind the camera that to hit him up on Facebook, and he'll cut you a great deal on a Vanford. But I think that's what you just said is really important, the drag system. Regardless of what you got, especially if you're going to be serious, you got to have a quality drag. So that's very important. So, the Revo spinning was nice.
Like different reels are different though too. Like I bought a bunch of BGs because they'll like work in salt water, or they'll put up with salt water a lot better.
Okay.
because I like to go down to the coast and fish for reds and fish for trout.
And so that's a good all-around reel that you can do both with and all that. So, okay, interesting. So how good of a deal Cole Griggs Fishing wants to know. So what's his Facebook?
Nathan Skinner.
Nathan Skinner, SKINNER. So check him out there.
Hit me up. I'll get y'all in touch, Dylan.
There you go. So how about this? What video did you pull up for the next one? Let's watch this video and then we'll give away a rod.
All right.
Back to the.
We gonna react.
We're going to react.
One of you is about to win.
I still am emotionally scarred from the Fat Cat video, though. I really am.
Ultimate meltdown. I like it. Oh, Rut-row.
You need more than 21 pounds. 21 pounds even, it's a tie. Any more, and you're our champion. Hit it. 21 pounds even, it's a tie.
Oh.
You guys are going fishing again. First one to catch is a legal size bass will win this.
This is bonkers, man. Come on. Yeah! I am so sick of being snagged. Call? Call right now. 15, yeah! 15-incher, baby. Yep, it's it. That's the one. $150,000 fish! Yeah!
Okay.
Yeah!
Happiest anyone's ever been
1-2-pounder.
15-incher.
I've released 8,000 of them here. Is that them?
Yeah, Randy. Yeah, we just got a call from Keith's judge. They have caught a legal keeper, 15-inch fish.
Is a fish caught?
Wanted to call and let y'all know. Tournament is now over.
Okay, thank you.
That's a bit much.
Yep.
That's a bit much.
That is a Veritas with a Revo.
Keith had a great tournament, you know. I mean, like I said, I fished flawless this week, and when you still get beat with those kind of weights, you know, I was averaging 25.5 pounds a day, then, you know, the guy that beat you deserves it.
But then he's so, like, even keeled.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
I don't know, man.
Okay. So I've got a question of the week. I think I've got a question of the week. So we want to give away this rod.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's give away. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Now, first one. Our judging is what pops up first in our comments. So I know there's several times that we've done this that 2 or 3 people will pop up at the same time. But as far as we're going to do, the first one
we see
is going to win the Ark Invoker spinning reel. What size is that?
That's a 7'1" medium, extra fast.
And if you can come pick it up by the shop, that'd be great. But if you live somewhere off,
so that would be a style that'd be like a drop shot rod, or maybe even a jerkbait rod.
Maybe the jerkbait rod. Okay. All right. Well, so let's
shaky head rod.
Let's do this. Here's the question of the night. So earlier in the program, I was talking about a couple of our fine sponsors. Buford Dam Bait and Tackle are now carrying what product? I did mention it. What product is Buford Dam Bait and Tackle now carrying that you can get? I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. So what bait is Buford Dam is now available at Buford Dam? And so the G-Man Slobber Knocker. There you go. All right. First one, G-Man. Well,
everyone's
you told me to ride,
bro.
Well, hey, listen, it is.
Wait,
stop it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
All right, take a screenshot. We said, yeah, scroll it back down. True Grit Jigs, Aaron Russell. There you go. Hey, buddy. They've already got them, but that's not what we talked about.
Dylan's up here first.
Dylan, actually, I did not see that, G-Man. I'm sorry, but Dylan Johnson on our list. We did take a picture to prove it.
So now you got to buy
So
damn.
it's the YouTube advantage. I think you got to watch on YouTube.
Listen, I will say this. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, for some reason, YouTube does come in faster. So, Dylan, hey, it's your night, and you're going to get – I'm sorry, G-Man, for calling you out, buddy. There. I'm sorry.
I think that's Rob right there. Actually, what's up, guys? Looking forward to next week.
Hey, okay, Rob. Hey, I hope
absolutely.
that. But for those, listen.
Put up to your neck.
Oh, you do that too?
Yeah. Let's see. Say something.
Hey.
Oh.
Oh my God! Listen to that. But I will say this.
Congratulations, Dylan Johnson.
Yeah, congratulations, Dylan.
Excellent invoker.
And maybe you can get your dad to come up here and get it, or we can figure it out. If not,
the rod for a new.
If not, we will ship it to you. G-Man, I'm sorry I did not see Dylan, but yeah, we did do that. Dylan, see, that's the thing though, Mike. You're right.
Just going with what we see on the list.
What are we going to do about that? Because he is right. Because I did call out G-Man.
I think we need to wait 2 minutes in the future and then do it.
I tell you what. No, here's what we're going to do.
Uh-oh.
Here's what we're going to do, because that is actually listen, Dylan, that is actually true. G-Man's was up there first, but for some reason it put Dylan's first afterwards, ahead of you, because he's on YouTube. So let's do this. Let's have a question off.
A question off.
Only Dylan and G-Man can answer.
Only Dylan and G-Man can answer. But I do appreciate you guys for saying True Grit Jigs at Beaver Dam Bait and Tackle. They do have a nice little selection of our jigs there. So the losers use Facebook, so it fits that Dylan should win. Well, it is what it is. Do you think we should do that? Or I tell you what we're going to do. I tell you what I'm going to do. No, I'm a nice guy.
Give Dylan the rod and then give G-Man a gift card to Shot.
No, I'm gonna do one better, because I want to tell you what kind of guys we are here at Fish North Georgia. G-Man, you get the rod. Dylan, I'm going to give you a brand new spin reel.
Whoa!
I will give you a spin reel so you don't have to go out and buy one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's only fair.
That's awesome.
What do you think about that?
I like it.
I love it.
Okay, so that way we're being fair.
We will pick it out though.
We'll pick it out. I'm gonna pick you out a spinning reel, Dylan, and G-Man, you can come by and pick up the rod. That way, you know, because I did say first one I saw, but then pretty good comment. I know, G-Man, but look, he's a young kid. You got plenty of stuff. So Michael Temple said, I'll sponsor a reel for Dylan. So there you go. So anyway, we're going to set Dylan up with something. And it might be, let's just go get a little higher end one for him.
Yeah, I'll go pick one out.
We're going to go pick you out a spin reel.
I'm going to pick one out.
We're going to pick you out one. Give us a few days to figure out what we're going to get you. But yeah, G-Man, I'm sorry. You did win the rod. So we'll give you the rod. And
he's got to settle.
Where's G-Man's rod?
Since Dylan has become a good friend of the show.
Frequent contributor,
and because he's a young man trying to get his start and he's saving up for a boat from Fish North Georgia, I'm going to give you, let's just say we're going to get you a good one. Okay, I'm not going to give you the $39 one we got. I'm going to get you a good one, and that way you ain't got to worry about price. So we'll do that there. So anyway, all right, listen, anything you guys, that's pretty much for the videos that we're going to watch tonight. You didn't pull that anymore, right? Was that it? Okay, so we did learn that we can do this tonight. I'll give him a new cash and rod I have just for playing.
Nice.
And then, Robert, is that you? Is that Robert?
He's a cash and guy.
Yeah, he is. I tell you what, dude, Dylan, we're setting you up tonight. Tonight's your night, buddy. Mm-hmm. So if that is Robert's going to be here next Thursday night in PFL Pro. I'm
looking forward to that.
I am looking forward to that. So. Dylan, give me through till next Thursday when, did you say a cash and rod? Well, whatever.
Dylan, if y'all can swing it, come up next Thursday night.
That would be pretty cool.
We'll put you in front of a camera.
But he's got school. He's a schoolboy, so it might be, he's still a little young.
Summer ends so early now.
It does.
A bummer.
Oh, G-Man said he would do that. I'll give him a new cash and rod I have just for playing.
Good man.
Good man. See, there you go. I love our community. I honest to goodness, we have some of the best people in our fishing world out there. And again, like I said, I do appreciate you guys saying True Grit. So I tell you what I'm going to do for this one. Scroll back up there. Scroll back up to the first person that said True Grit.
Right. See, I want to feel it now too.
So who was the first person that said True Grit? I think it was Aaron Russell. Keep on. Let's see.
Tell me to fish the APA 125.
come out, don't fish IPA 125.
Harmon don't get them. Harmon don't fish jigs.
Makes me want to set the hook.
Aaron Russell. Aaron, I'm going to actually, I tell you what I'm going to do, Aaron. Hit me up on Messenger with your address and maybe some of the colors that you like. And next week, I'm going to get Ryan to tie you up some True Grit jigs and send them to you and let you fish with them a little bit. See what you think about them. So,
Ask Dylan where he lives.
Dylan lives over by South Forsyth, Lambert area.
I'll pick up the rod and the reel. I'll meet him over there. My parents live over there.
Okay, Dylan. So we've actually, all right, Dylan.
Depending on where it is, I drive through there.
We've got you set up. So Nathan said that his parents live over there. So once we get the reel and the rod, Nathan said that he would meet you over in that way and he will give them to you. And make sure when we do this, we get pics of a Dylan and all that.
Absolutely.
So Harmon, I love you, buddy, but you know, you're not a jig guy. Come on. So
can't even cast.
We will do that. Yeah, we can do that. Now, another thing too.
Did you read that?
Just doesn't look good on the side with the price tag.
No.
Should we?
Don't read it out loud.
LJ, did you take up crappie fishing that you're fishing jigs now?
Yes.
I think LJ's a crappie fisherman now.
Also, hey, listen, guys. While I got you guys on here, got another couple of questions for you, just to get some feedback. So, first of all, we're thinking about putting on an expo, okay, next year. So, just kind of, if you guys are interested in it, it will be we go big or we go home. So, we're thinking about putting on a good expo. And one thing I can tell you, whatever expo we put on will be free to the public. There'll be no charge. And you know what? I'm kind of balls out. We might be free to all vendors too. We're not looking to make money on it. We're looking to expand the fishing community. So if you guys kind of give us some feedback about a free expo, and I'll strip at it if you want me to. We might get a Dunkin' tank and let y'all throw shit at me all day and make me wet. I don't care. We'll do that. Or Jello or whatever. But we're thinking about putting on an expo next year for free to the vendors and free to the community, because we want to definitely build up our community. And also another thing that we're thinking about doing here for exclusive content, we're getting ready to start a Patreon.
Oh, we're doing it.
We are going to do a Patreon.
Nice.
And so that will be, you'll get some exclusives. And we're also, part of that is we're going to have a private Fish North Georgia group, Fish North Georgia Facebook page for only the Patreon followers, so that when guys get it in there and want to talk about stuff like that, they really can share information and stuff because they're invested in it. They're a Patreon follower. So, like that. Harmon said Lanier Baits and Lanier Gym Fishing will be there. So we're really thinking about doing that. But again, it will be free. We're not looking to make money on anything. We're looking to build up our community here like that. So maybe next year we're really looking into it. It will probably be located more on the Lake Lanier side. But we're definitely have a seminar portion, have guys talk about Lanier, tuna, and Carters. Hey, absolutely. We're thinking about doing that. And again, though, on the Patreon, again, that's something that's probably going to start September 1st. And what you're going to get is you're going to get an exclusive podcast and some how-to videos, and we're going to go film it with guys like that. So we're going to give good content on that, but we really want your opinion on stuff like that and talk around with guys in your community. It'd be something like $5 a month, for the low end, and as you go up, you'll get more and more and more. But you also get some Fish North Georgia swag and stuff like that. We probably can get our, get some of our great companies like Lanier Baits and stuff like that to help with the giveaways and stuff like that on that kind of stuff for as well. But kind of keep those. We're testing the waters. So definitely a Fish North Georgia fishing expo next year. Somewhere Josh is saying I sort of want to make some money. He is
only sort of.
But we're getting ready to make some money. So
we're getting ready to make some money.
So that's the plan. But again, if we can build that community up, we know where they'll spend their dollars. That's how we're going to do that. So just something to think about. And again, the Patreon is something to think about. And but like I said, spread the word. Have y'all heard of DB Baits? He paints some of the nicest crankbaits I've ever seen. Absolutely, I have not. But get me in touch with him.
Yeah,
like that. And so we'll do that. So again, a couple things for you guys to think about. And also too, Cubs 4 Reds 0 Field of Dreams game. Yeah, that's also pretty cool thing like that. I'd love to go to that game like that. Another thing, one more thing, we're thinking about having a kind of a Fish North Georgia community get together. We're thinking about renting a pavilion up on Lanier, a big pavilion, and just getting everybody together, having a big cookout, stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Have a cookout, BYOB,
Yeah, man.
like that. But also getting maybe Laurel Park, but getting guys like, of course, like LJ and some of the other local companies to come up. But it'll just be one of those things where we're all kind of hanging out. It's not nothing formal. Rent a houseboat. That would be, yeah.
There we go.
That might get us in trouble.
Go. What you know about them houseboats, Cooper? You know nothing about that.
That's right. So, but again, getting everybody together, eat a hot dog, have a hamburger, and talk fishing and meet some of the people. But just have a kind of just a get together. So you guys keep that in your mind. And
a meet and greet.
Dylan, unfortunately, we're not going to be here Saturday because we have tournaments this Saturday on Lanier. So, but you. Again, give us about a week and we'll take care of you like that. So other than that, guys, I mean, we kind of watched the videos. It was pretty cool. Did a good thing tonight. Anything else you guys want to add?
I'm going to write a book.
Going to write a book. Paul?
We ending it this early?
I'm going to end it a little early.
We're going to wrap it up?
We're going to wrap it up.
Well, I would say to...
It's unfortunate.
Well, is it?
You want to keep talking?
What do you have that you can cover 25
minutes?
Well,
let's go. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me tell them about my trip I'm getting ready to take. I can kind of drop that little hammer, a little juice bit.
Okay.
You want me to do that?
Spill the tea.
So we are in with a production company.
Oh, that would be a fun idea.
Lanier Baits, FNG Baits only tournament. Hey, good idea. Good idea. We need to wait closer to jig season, though. But we are in talks, not talks. We're in agreement with a production company. We're getting ready to start filming our first year of and I'm not going to give you the name, but it's kind of like a fishing adventures kind of thing. September 5th through the 12th, I am flying out to Montana, and I am going to meet a guy that's a sommelier. And for those of you that don't know what that is, he's some kind of wine expert. Apparently, he can taste wine and tell you what grape it was made out of. But he takes NBA players, NFL players, stuff like this on his fly fishing trips to, and I want to say, I don't know if it's the Milk River or Madison. One of these world famous trout streams.
I'm not even going.
Ryan don't get to go.
I know where you're going. I'm not even going, and I know where you're
going. Oh, shucks, Ryan. Why you got to be so hard on him?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to run a store on this trip.
So, anyway, Montana.
We're trained.
Winehead. Look at Barday. Good to see you, Barday. But I'm actually going up there for a week with a production company, and we're going to film an episode up there. We've got plans to go to Saginaw Bay, either New Orleans to do a saltwater trip and stuff like that. But I'm also going to be touring the towns and stuff while I'm up there too. So it's going to be like Anthony Bourdain meets Bill Dance.
You need to learn terms like this. You need to say double haul.
Double haul.
Then you need to say, I only huck meat, brah.
I only huck meat, brah. What the hell does that mean?
He'll know.
You just sounded like you speaking Ebonics.
How about Euro?
Ebonics?
I'm a huge Euro dork, and I don't like catching
Aaron
trout.
Russell, I do like that comment. It's always jig season. So maybe we could do that. Let's we might can put together a True Grit Lanier Baits.
Semolina textures.
What is that? Semolina. Yeah. I don't know. All I know is I get to go to Montana and fish. And so it's a bucket list trip, but we're going to meet some cool people.
Boy, okay. You also need to say, when do we get to Browntown?
When do we get to Browntown?
Now I need to wear, and then you do your tail lift and your gaze, right? At the gaze of the fish, and you tail lift, you tip him. That's the teapot.
Yeah.
And then you say, look at that sweet slab of butter, brah.
So I got to say, brah?
Montana.
Huh?
Yeah, that sounds like Wisconsin talk.
Sounds like Wisconsin.
I mean, they are Yankees officially.
No, man. This is trout fishing, dude.
Are these like the Guggen Squad terms of trout fishing?
I don't know what they are, but I'm going to take Paul. Paul's been there. In the fly games.
Don't say any of that.
Don't say anything.
Like
you would have got me in trouble because I'd have been up with all the, this guy who's just like expert.
Dude,
I'm
it's
like,
some sweet cuddy butter, man.
Yeah. Hey, look at this, baby. Browntown. What? Dang, Paul, you're going to get me in trouble.
The Catalina wine mixer.
There you go. Hey, seriously. So we'll do that. But I really kind of like some of the ideas they're throwing out. I really do like that. What do you think about a tournament? Lanier Baits Fish North Georgia tournament.
Why not? I think it would be fun.
And I really do like the idea of a Fish North Georgia Expo.
Oh, we got a good fishing question here.
Okay.
Levi Garner.
Yeah, we're actually going to get a serious fishing question here.
Big topwater.
In your opinion, what is the best bait to use on Lanier in September to October? Got a tournament up there this year. Well, it depends on this. It depends on this. Oh, and I'm gonna mention that, Raymond, too, in a second too. I'm sorry. Thank you for reminding me
about trout fishing.
No. It depends on this, whether you are a finesse guy or a power fishing guy. That does kind of determine kind of what
Big topwater.
You would say that, but I've been watching some stuff, and I think topwater is kind of. A lot of people are struggling a little bit on topwater this year, at least
September,
right now. September should.
October, though.
It should be. Should it be topwater, Rod? I mean, you're a power guy. Could topwater still be effective there?
In September and October?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really all depends.
Yeah, so like what kind of fisherman are you there, Levi? I mean, like what do you like to do? And we can kind of do that. I know what Harmon will answer, and he'll say. So it kind of depends if you like to drop shot or fish stuff like that. If that's your strength, there's plenty of that opportunity. But let me mention this. Pull that. So
Raymond's comment back up, please, Nathan.
Yeah, and
one more.
Going up a little bit. So Phil Johnson is putting.
No, too far. Come on, man.
You're gonna do this to me.
Oh yeah, I am. I'm sorry. I got to.
There it is. That one.
So
That's one.
Phil Johnson is putting on a high school seminar. I think it's in September, and the only thing I wish you could talk Phil into adding is some power guys and some guys that might fish shallow. I might talk to Phil about that.
No, not even that.
Not even that, or teaching some techniques on other lakes and fish patterns.
Yeah.
That's something that we kind of noticed would be really important.
Not even that. You got it all wrong.
Well, I won't even go there, but close enough.
So I think a lot of
Phil, call us.
No, you're not going to do that. That's right, you're not.
Phil, call us.
So anyway, it's at South Forsyth. It says September. You're going to have Phil, you're going to have LJ will be there, Jim Farmer will be there, a couple of others will be there. So it's a free high school seminar, and highly recommend if you're in the high school game to go up there and check that out. So Will Junkin, hey, I haven't seen that name in a while. So anyway, well, no, I'll tell you, I'll put it in a little bit of a nutshell. Kind of some of the stuff we've been talking about. I want Ryan to start some shit. No, he's not going to start it. It's just there's, you can get on Lake Lanier.
It's a gripe.
There's kind of a gripe, but it's not a gripe.
Lanier's the straw that stirs the drink.
It is. It's more of kind of an opinion thing that, a lot of the stuff that is going to be taught is fine. It's very good and all that. We wish we could get somebody to teach the high schoolers a little more about seasonal patterns, like where the fish are, where to look for the fish, stuff like that. And also even some techniques and stuff. So like when they get off Lanier and they go to college, they're going to fish lakes like Eufaula. They're going to fish a lot of different lakes. So we would like to see.
They're going to be lost.
They're going to be lost. So we would love to see a way to get some of those more techniques in there that are not Lanier specific.
Is he here? He's literally here.
Michael Temples is upstairs. Go let him in.
Well, okay.
We'll do that. So, hey, we're not going anywhere. We're going to stay live. But that's kind of we wish in all these seminars and stuff like that. We would love to see a little more variety as far as
100% support the seminar.
Yeah, we support the seminar. And there's going to be some great guys teaching there.
It just needs to be. You're going to prepare these kids.
Say it right. Don't be a poon. Just say it right. Without. I mean,
my problem.
Not your problem. Your opinion.
My opinion.
Right.
This is my sole opinion. Is we're going to teach these high school kids all this brush. When the brush is going to be absolutely useless to them for the first 4 tournaments of their season.
Because
when they go to a big college, it's easier to go to a college now and become, to fish. They got a lot of opportunities and stuff now to go, to some big college. And I think, that, practicing for these kids that are going to college, practicing is important. And don't teach kids spots. You need to teach kids what the bass are doing, what they should be doing, what should I be looking for, where should I go.
Yeah.
to be successful.
And it's not specifically this seminar. It's all the seminars we kind of talk about. That's a lost thing in all of these seminars.
It's a lost thing in all the seminars.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that's been missed because, like I said, brush pile fishing is absolutely useless when the first tournament of the season is on Lake Toho. If you make it D1 or D2, the first tournament of the season is on Lake Toho or the Kissimmee chain. Brush piles are doing you zero good.
No?
They're doing you nothing. And you need to know what the bass in Florida are doing.
Sit down.
And what they're going. Same thing as you come up and as you move on.
Yeah, that's kind of more what he's saying. Fishing can't be taught in a classroom. They got to get out and put time in and quit trying to get info. I understand that too. And we're not knocking Phil's seminar. It's a great event. And high school kids should go. We see a lot of seminars, and it always seems like that one aspect is missing. And because we have a lot of college kids that we talk to. By the way, hello, this is Michael Temples, one of our viewers who decided to ride up here like that. So we appreciate it. We threw his ass on camera. But that's right.
Hey, it worked okay for me.
I tell everybody that's right. That's how you get there. So that's what we're kind of saying. It's like being able to do some other aspects because a lot of these college kids really do struggle that we've talked to. They really do struggle when they get on lakes that aren't Lanier specific.
We've actually had a couple come up to the store and they're like, man, when I go to Eufaula, I'm lost. When you going to Eufaula? Man, we're going in April. You're lost in April on Eufaula.
Right. That's kind of stuff.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you're joking? No, man, I'm serious. I don't know what I'm going to do in Eufaula in April.
Because they've learned the finesse game.
Yeah. And
that's
like, oh, my God. It's like the winning bag of fish is not going to be out there in the middle of the lake in April.
Right.
It's
so
not going to be out there in the middle of the lake.
That's kind of what
now it may be a little bit different because you follow.
Ooh, how about this question? I'm glad we stayed. Curious to know. I have heard that there is smallmouth in Lanier. Have y'all caught them any? No.
Negative.
I'm not saying there's not one swimming around somewhere, but I have not caught anything.
I say somebody got them a shoal bass that wandered too far south.
So Cole Griggs, the guys at Carson Newman explained a lot about seasonal patterns rather than lake specific.
That's a good thing. That's what
when we were up there for a camp, and that's kind of what Ryan. He really wished that there would be a lot more of that. Not saying that anything that's going to be taught at that seminar is wrong at all, because that's not at all.
Take him out like this, like Eric, he's gone, but like take Eric and Cooper. Cooper's watching. Take them for example. They had Cooper still does because he's still with us, but like them two, for example, have so much ability and they're so good at such a young age, and they're just sponges for information. But if we only teach them and we only show them that this is how we're doing it, this is the way to go, it's going to be absolutely useless for them when they go to Texas.
Pull that mic in front of you.
You know,
that mic's unplugged.
Mic's unplugged. Never mind there. So you're just here. So you're just here for looks. Yeah.
Well, you got your hand up, Nathan. It ain't fifth grade.
Look at Harmon. I've had several call me on the smallmouth on Lanier. Picks were shoal bass.
Yeah,
that makes more sense to me. Shoal bass coming down the river a little bit. But there
was a guy that caught one. He posted it in Bragboard a while ago, and he was way down south, down around the rowing center,
and caught.
They wander a little bit. They wander.
So, but I tell you what, if you're having issues on Eufaula in April, you need to stay home. Let your wife teach you how to make pies. Damn, Tyler.
I like pie.
I've been sipping on some whiskey.
But I agree. I do agree too with Aaron Russell in that. Got to get out on the water and got to fish.
Yeah.
Nothing beats on the water.
I will say, hands down, for me, the most important thing I've learned in bass fishing in the past 4 years has been bass behavior season to season, and then to go hand in hand with that, how that is different for each time of the year, zone to zone. Because in my mind, there's 5 different zones of fishing in the United States.
I wish you had a mic.
Yeah, So let me just kind of. Nathan's talking about fishing zones, different parts of the country fish different stuff like that. Am I correct? Kind of.
But it's still all the same relative to bass behavior.
Like the seasonal movements are all very
seasonal
similar,
movements and stuff. Steve Pinkston, I'd rather fish different lakes. Well, actually, think about this.
It's more fun.
when you get into college or when you start fishing BFLs and stuff like that, and you're a guy that's Lake Lanier specific, now you're going down on Oconee and all that. Some of these techniques may work, a lot of them don't. So you got to have a variety.
That's your kind of lake, Bubba.
Yeah, that's basically what Ryan.
My boat's in 5 feet of water, and I'm catching fish in 6 inches.
Yeah, and that's it. So I mean, it's kind of stuff like that we just don't see enough people teaching that, and that's kind of what we wish that some of these, not knocking Phil's, we're just talking about seminars in general. We wish that they would teach more of the bass behavior. Etiquette would be nice, but I think they are covering etiquette at this.
Phil's
going to cut, and Phil's the right person to cover etiquette. He's the right person to cover etiquette. But like for a kid to going to a new lake and breaking it down.
Yeah.
Going to a new body of water you've never been on before, and I'm terrible at it. I wish I actually need somebody to teach me how to do that. Is that why I have you? So, going to a new body of water, breaking it down, and also, even water temperature. What's a bass doing between 50 and 60 degrees, 61 to 70? Well, at least what you can expect, what they should be doing on an average year, stuff like that. So that when they get on another body of water,
you got a starting point.
Yeah, you got a starting point because the offshore bite, topwater bite on Lanier is probably a little bit different than a topwater bite, even on Seminole or something like that. What?
Steve, you ain't wrong.
Go ahead and say it.
Well, I'll say, fishing Lake Lanier in electric, versus we fished it in the Skeeter tournament.
Yeah,
it's night and day different.
It is because we have to slow down and break down stuff a lot more. We don't get to run and gun.
I can't run 5 miles this way to find fish.
Right.
I mean, it was night and day different.
It is night and day. It from me doing that and getting in the boat with Ryan, and then hearing guys that come on this show that say, "Hey, I go to a brush pile, 2 casts.
I'm out.
Bar day, fish your style, no matter what water you on. You can't catch anyone else's fish." That's true. But Steve Pinkston, seminars are about selling products too. That's true. That
Sometimes.
is true. No selling at Phil's. That's true. It's all at school and it's about school. And I applaud them for that. But bar day, that is true. That is true. But if let's just say you're a jig guy, I still would think fishing a jig on Oconee, even though you're still doing is different than how you would approach a jig for most people on Lanier, or how you get up the Cumberland or something. So you've got to, you know what I'm saying? Raymond, hit me up. So you got to be able to teach these kids. And even an old guy like me, there's always something to learn.
Learning all kinds of new tricks these days.
I am learning all kinds, but there's stuff to learn.
Shooting ducks.
And I'll be honest, I pay attention. I'm like a sponge when guys come up in the store. Bar day, you've been at the store and you'll talk. I listen. I've had other guys come in, even guys that aren't really good fishing, but I listen and I kind of try to put together what they're saying and stuff like that.
I think that becomes like the real thing. And I think in a lot of sports in general, and fishing obviously included.
Look at Cooper's comment.
Like, it doesn't so much become about the raw information you have. It's about what you do with the information you have and putting it together into something coherent that can benefit you.
Yeah. And so like if the drop shot is your strength, at least you can have the information on the other lake. So if I'm going to drop shot on this lake, I might have to tweak it slightly from the other lake. But I've got that information and stuff like that. So,
but it's like, it's taking, and it's something that Eric was really good at, was like taking all of that raw information that he picked up and boiling it down into something that fit what he liked to do or fit what he was confident doing, and being able to go and be successful and say, well, if X works for somebody, I don't like to do X.
Right.
But that means that Y that I do like to do is also in play.
Yeah.
And that's an important skill to have. And it's also, anytime you're working with information, it's discerning what's important and what's not important.
Right.
Right. And being like, oh, well, this is meaningful. This isn't.
Right. And I think learning to fish rivers is different than lakes. Absolutely.
They pour water on weekdays, Cooper. That's the difference.
Yeah, that's it. Current, with Cooper's comment and Raymond, you got current involved there. But I will say this, like I've taken some of the stuff Ryan does on Lanier, and I've tried it in these electric-only lakes that aren't like Lanier, and it does work. So you can transfer from lake to lake.
Some plays and some doesn't.
Better fisherman on the lakes that not named Lake Lanier than I
Well, yeah, and your techniques work on
Dude,
a lot
Lake
of them.
Lanier will make you sharp. Lake Lanier will make you sharp.
Yeah.
Like
it will make you humble. It will humble you. But you can transfer half the number of fishermen on weekdays. That's true too.
That's true.
Okay, here's a question: what trailer do you use on a jig for skipping? I'm still having trouble getting them to skip. First of all, don't watch Danny skip. That's my number one rule because I'm terrible at it. Don't watch Danny cast. Don't watch me cast.
Ooh, that's cold-blooded.
It is cold, but that's okay. That's okay.
I have
You'll get a Ned rig in the back, and that's okay. But
I have a legit suggestion. The striking the Rage Bug with the flat body, or any trailer that has that kind of widened out flat body.
What about the head of the jig you like using? What kind of head? Are you using an Arky style, or are you using a brush head style, or a football
Menace?
style?
I like the Bug over the Menace to skip. Just because that body skips better, and then the more proficient you become, then you go to
Rage
the Menace,
Bug
right?
mid-size is a good one.
I love a Menace
You
as
gotta
well.
understand when you're skipping them something, thread something on the back of a jig. You need something that you don't need all these appendages and stuff sticking out of it. You need your tails, and
that's about it. Yeah.
You don't need anything else.
Yeah.
On the Rage Bug, I ripped it.
You take the sides off.
Yeah. You take the little legs off and stuff
Yeah.
off the side. That's just
But
gonna
that-
cause friction.
Yeah, but that flatter, wide body, it's just like skipping a stone, right?
exactly.
Like that extra surface area helps you skip a little
Makes it
better.
so much
Tyler has to be sipping on that stuff. I use a Zoom chunk, and 15% of the time it works every time. That's a good call. That's about like me.
I'm not gonna lie, Tyler, that smells like pure gasoline.
But
beaver style. That's what the Rage Bug is, like a beaver.
But also, let me tell you this from somebody who doesn't skip well to being out with Ryan and Jonathan Farmer and guys that do skip well. A lot of it depends on you and your arm angle and everything that you do as much as it does the bait. I mean, there's ways to do it. And, I can have a beaver on a jig, and it's just like he does.
I'm a cheater. Like I want the bait to make it a little easier because I'm not as proficient as those guys.
All right,
yet.
Nathan, what do you?
I was talking to George Smith about this the other day, and the big thing you could have to do is just go practice.
Practice, of course, makes perfect.
Dude, a lot of fishermen don't do dedicated.
You any good at skipping?
Practice.
So we don't have docks on the electric lake. So we might have a row over or something. We have a little couple, but they're not very many. So skipping was not in my.
You can still go skip in open water though.
You can, but
you're
it's
gonna
just as
blow
easy
your
to-
first shot of the dock, just so you know.
Aaron Russell, good comment. Same thing. Arky head, few appendages.
Yep.
And let me ask you this. And since we're talking about skipping jigs, this is where this has gone. Does the weight of the jig matter?
If you're not very proficient, if you're not very proficient in skipping jigs, don't tie on like a half-ounce jig and start skipping it. You're going to backlash. Start with a quarter.
You okay, buddy?
Start with a quarter-ounce.
This juice is too much for Ryan to share.
Start with a quarter-ounce jig. Quarters are lighter.
Something to drink?
You can cast them. You can cast them good. They're easier. They're easier to control. The biggest thing with skipping is arm action and release point.
Yeah,
that's
arm
what I'm
action
saying.
and release point. But when you get comfortable with the quarter, then step it up to 3/8, and then go on up as you need to. Not even really many of the pros. Most of the pros, when they give over half ounce, they actually pitch skip more than they do actually skip. They pitch skip the bait.
Okay, yeah. I've seen a lot of that on videos.
It gets more difficult when you get over like 5/8.
Okay.
To skip.
I obviously waited too late in life to be learning. I'm right there with you, Neil. It is something that low trajectory, fast tip, 6.6 to 7 foot rod max, stuff like that. Now listen, Cooper's got a good thing right there. Wacky worm is the best thing to learn to start skipping because it is the only thing I can skip.
That and like a fluke.
Wacky.
Shaky head.
I can't skip a shaky head like I can a wacky worm. But again, that goes the same thing that you're saying, Ryan, with the jig, because a wacky worm is a light bait.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're going to skip the
Plus
jig,
you're on spinning rod.
Spinning rod does help.
You don't got to worry about
spinning rod will help you a lot.
Do y'all use the reel as far as skipping?
That's a Ryan question because I'm listening.
So the first mistake on when you step up from a spinning reel to a bait caster,
I'll
the
get to
first
Levi in a
mistake
second.
that people make is they cinch all their shit down. and they make it where the bait won't come off the end of the line. There's a good video that Gerald Swindle put out on YouTube that says the same thing. You tighten it down. You gotta do this to get it.
Yeah, you gotta put too much effort into it.
But the easiest skip to do when you get it is where you press the button and the bait will fall right off and then you reel it back up. And all the cast is
it's more wrist and elbow.
And it'll up in there.
I love it.
I would say like similar like to baseball though. It's like when you're skipping, kind of like when they say you're pitching, you have to pitch with conviction. I feel like you have to skip with conviction.
Oh, and don't start with like 10-pound tests. Start with like 15 or 17.
And why is that?
Just the 15 or 17's
blow up as bad.
It don't blow up as bad, and plus that line, that bigger diameter line, it kind of you got more control over that line.
How about thumb control?
Thumb control is
it more in the thing, or I mean, I know it's important, but
I mean, you have to learn that. That's the one thing about it is you get it, and as you get it going, then you're gonna feather it, and you got to learn to.
Yeah,
and you got to learn to barely get it on there until you stop it.
Yeah,
I want to hit on that comment by Levi right there. Oh man, because I'm trying to get into offshore cranking. Where's the best place that fish hold on in terms of places like offshore points, humps, etc.?
Yes.
Points, humps, ridges.
Points up to bluff walls.
Offshore cranking though, is he talking more humps? You reckon?
Yeah.
What lake? Ridges.
It also depends on how deep, because I was talking. You know,
if you
people,
seriously,
it's hard
if
to get
you
down
really want to learn
like
offshore deep plug cranking, you really need to just reach out to Jeremiah Giles, because he's got it down pat.
He does have it down.
The dude can do it from the bank.
He does have that down. He is crazy.
What he does different.
Yeah. Lanier and Clark's Hill.
I would say on Lanier, and this is just me, a lot of people go, just from me listening, very few, now maybe the ones that are in the know do it, but very few people deep crank Lanier as opposed to doing other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They'll throw more other stuff, so I don't hear of it a lot.
The problem is, it's not like it's impossible on Lanier, because there's people that can do it.
Right.
The problem is a lot of the stuff, when it's deep cranking time, those fish don't hold in 15 to 20 feet of water that much. They get out there in the 25, 30. They don't make plugs really yet, that get down.
I can't imagine how long of a cast you would have to make to get a plug down 30 foot. I mean, you got to be able to bomb that.
Several years ago.
Are you talking about winging it and back in the boat?
We're talking winging it and letting it
you're right. Yeah, like doing that.
Clark's Hill is better to deep crank on than Lanier, though, because they just has that range that the fish will hold on. Clark's Hill's full of long taper points and stuff like that drop off into 80 feet of water and 60 feet of water.
Yeah. Not saying it's impossible.
It's not saying it's impossible on the near, because what I was getting at is about back in 2011 when the lake was down like 10 feet, we were throwing 6XDs on humps, and we were fishing brush piles that at full pool. The top of the brush pile was in like 25. But then we were able to throw a 6XD and get the 6XD down there and get it around the brush pile.
Let me ask you this.
Low water brought that brush pile kind of up to you.
Yes. And the fish still held on those humps.
Long lighting, Jonathan Bowen, absolutely. Yeah. Let me ask you this, because when I hear people talk about crankbaits, especially on there, we're talking rock crawlers, we're talking about stuff, we're talking about beating into the rock.
Time of year.
It is, but everybody always associates you got to get that crankbait down and beating in the rocks and stuff like that, which makes it difficult on Lanier when you're throwing over a 35-foot brush pile, because you're still going to end up being 10 foot. Not saying they won't come up against it, but everybody that I listen to that's successful always talks about you got to be bumping off that structure. You got to be hitting it to get that reaction bite.
That's why I like November through March. That's why you can't throw like a DT6 or a DT8 or a rock crawler. You can't throw the damn thing shallow enough.
Right.
You throw it up on the bank and reel it back. You got to hold your rod up.
Yeah.
And you watch your lines going like this.
It's bouncing off everything.
Bouncing off of everything.
But that's why very few people we hear about. I was out over a 40-foot bottom and I was throwing a crankbait. It's structure oriented, right? I mean,
if the fish were around and they could, you could stop and go or do something like that and hope to trigger just a pure reaction.
Jonathan knows, because Jonathan, who had his boat that time, we were all doing the same. He remembers we were all doing the same damn thing in 2010, 2011, because the lake was down 10 feet.
Yeah.
And it was like them fish wouldn't come up on top water that year for some reason. They wouldn't come up hardly at all, kind of like what it's doing right now.
What, Nathan?
And then also, like, if you can, get on Hickory Log and Latham and learn how to deep crank on there because you don't have to deal with big boats.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good answer. So, and I don't know, Levi, where you're from, but yeah, there's a lot of good electric reservoirs that are deep around here that you can get that fish a lot like Lake Lanier. That will get down and you can practice out without the boat traffic and stuff. But I just in listening again, I am not an expert on it by no means.
Bring up farmers' comment,
but I'm listening, Levi, to people that come in, and most of the time on Lanier, unless you're going down with a jig or a shaky head, you're actually trying to draw the fish up. Am I right on that, Ryan? Guys, they're trying to draw the fish up, not go down to them, unless they're fishing with a hard bottom bait or something.
Bought a bunch of 6XDs, 8XDs. To try on Hickory Log, Latham, and stuff like that, and ain't had much success.
I don't have much success. So is Nathan outside? No, Nathan's over here behind the monitor, and we don't have a mic back there. We need to get a mic back there for that. You can hear him, but he's on the other side. But that Levi, to answer, like I said, I don't know where you're from, but that's kind of to me. And again, I'm sure somebody will watch and go, I crankbait Lanier all the time, and I'm sure there are some. But most people are trying to call them up instead of, if they're deep like that. So
calling them up or you're going to them.
Yeah. So pull up farmers, target the break with the crankbait. Like on humps where it goes from 15 to 20, the breaks on places where your shallower water goes deep quick is the high percentage area. So maybe that. Ellerslie, Georgia, but I'm fishing with the GBN Trail with LaGrange, West Coast, West Georgia ambassadors.
You do need some better glasses, man.
Listen, it's late at night and the brain ain't working as good as it did. It's like that. So
it's not that.
What is that? What is it?
You can't see.
I can see, you ass. I can see.
Not his.
He's, you know what? Listen,
he got one.
Listen, he's still sold up because he had to pull this phone line by himself today. That's why he's mad at me.
Don't go there.
He's mad at me, and he's just a big old.
I walk upstairs after pulling his phone line after asking Danny for help. He's sitting in a chair like this. Oh man, I'm sorry.
Let's
watching the old TikTok.
Let's tell the story. We got here this morning, and the internet was terrible. I mean, even my computer upstairs wasn't working, and so I said, TDS. But I said, you know what? I got to thinking, let's run a new phone line. We went out there, and when Ryan would mess with it, I would notice our internet speed would go down. And, so I ran up to Ace. I got some phone line. Ryan and I ran it. I hooked it up to the jack upstairs. We had some pulled out here to the outside jack. And when we were out there, TDS showed up.
Jonathan works for Windstream, so him and Rick.
What does the TDS stand for? I know what the S stands for. What's the TD?
I thought it's called Total Direct Service is what it stands for.
I don't know what the hell it is. It sucks.
But it's probably just terrible.
Terrible.
Oh, and Jonathan.
Some word that starts with D and
service.
So anyway, the TDS guy shows up. He's a little irritated that I got the box open on the outside, getting ready to wire the thing myself.
October is going to be interesting. Aaron knows how it is. It all kind of depend upon what kind of weather we have.
Turnover time.
It'll depend if the turnover is happening. It may not be happening.
That's right.
It really will depend. I personally have a lot.
Huh?
She's stratified out.
She's stratified out already. It's green water coming through the dam.
Yeah, I think
it is terrible down. It's
terrible down.
It's even worse on the upload.
TDS says.
Listen, it's terrible download. It's terrible upload. It's terrible customer service. Now the guys that did come out here today were very nice,
extremely nice.
They did their stuff. But he had Ryan pull a new wire because I had just cheap ass phone wire from Ace, and he goes, "Oh no! If my name's going to be on this, we're going to run the right one." So he goes to pulling. Ryan calls me down here, and he said he needed my help. But I thought he said go up there and cut the line up. So I went upstairs, cut the line, and I'm sitting in my office, and I'm waiting. And I'm like, honestly, in my mind, like, where the hell's Ryan at? Unbeknownst to me, or I had forgotten really quick, Ryan was telling me he needed help pulling the wire. So anyway, he pulled the entire wire by himself. He comes upstairs looking for where the hell I'm at, and I'm on Twitter. I'm in my office on Twitter waiting on Ryan. So he's still mad about that. And then Jonathan Farmer went to Speed Burger and didn't bring him a hamburger. So the man has had a bad day.
No more good burgers.
They are good burgers.
Just a little extra kick in the shin right
Bowen,
there.
y'all should have gave me a call. Listen, can you come up here and cheat this fiber that they've got run in front of the store that we can't access yet? Because if we could do that, we'd never have to worry about upload speeds and all that. We'd be able to play the videos like we want
to all the videos.
We could react to everything. So listen, how much money would it cost, Jonathan, for you to come cheat and hook up that fiber? Because I'm willing to pay it.
Fiber doesn't really work the same way.
Aaron Russell won't turn over till early November if the weather stays normal.
I agree with Aaron. I think the past several years it's really turned over. Ain't really started turning over until like early November, and I guess that goes on with the whole heat that we still have, the weather that we still have.
No, not yet.
But like last year for sure, it's like early November it started turning over.
Yeah,
and it really like put a wrench in things for like a week, and then all of a sudden, as soon as it started turning over, it was like straight fire.
Yeah,
like it was amazing. You know, we were still throwing some bills and stuff and catching fish November through December.
It was. I work for the power company, not the phone farmer. Yeah,
Tyler, he can do it too because we
don't have
like when that turnover stops like that, it's like a breath of fresh air for those fish. Like getting some oxygen back in that.
And that goes on even the smaller lakes. Like
you can listen to our podcast, download our podcast on Spotify. Me and Jonathan talk about our experiences with fall fishing and the turnover.
Yeah,
kind of like what a lot of things that we look for.
So
not saying it's the law, not saying it's the book, but it's the way me and him
the
fish,
way y'all approach
that's
it
what
and
we
stuff
look
like that.
for.
So, but no, Tyler Minix, they actually ran fiber up Highway 53. It's sitting 5 foot outside my front door, and I called them up, and we were told today that we were not going to be able to get it until the entire line was run and the whole project was completed, which is insane. I mean, it is right there, literally. So, if any of you guys know how to rig it,
it's a weird deal. It's a little different.
It is, but we would love to have some better internet here for sure. Upload speed this morning was 0.12 megabits per second. Upload was 0.12, and the best I can get here right now is 1. Best I can get is 1. So look at Jonathan laughing. Listen, seriously, dude, name a price. Everybody's got a price.
Okay, when you're talking about Windstream as an upgrade,
it is that bad.
No offense, Jonathan.
It is that bad. I love it. Does Jonathan work for TDS?
He works for Windstream.
He works for Windstream. No, that's right. I didn't think he worked for TDS. But anyway, so
Jonathan used to be my tech. I don't think he is no more.
Yeah,
he used to be the guy. He actually come out and hooked the internet up at my house.
If that was our area, you would already have it. Come on, dude. Let's take a walk on the dark side now. I mean, seriously. If you know any way that we could actually get, I'm not lying. I was in the middle of nowhere in Romania in villages where they didn't have running water, and I had better internet service than I have right here. It's pathetic. So
Josh would say, oh no.
Levi Gardner, when my partner and I qualified for state on Lanier in April, the first place team caught 22.01, which that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's about right.
Bag of spots on a small swim bait. When does the swim bait bite pick up? Sorry to bump. No, listen, we'll answer them.
The swim bite bite really don't.
No,
die.
People throw it all year. It's just how and where they throw it.
Yeah.
In October, the ditch bite hasn't got in really yet. A little bit. They're starting. They might could start.
They really kind of start pushing bait to
about
places where they can ambush them really, really good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really weird at times. There was I say this one thing in 2010, Lake was down. We had one particular place right above Little Hall, and it was a break. It was in October. It was a day of gold rush up there in Delonigas. It was like October 17th or something like that. Me and Phil Satterfield went up there, and we had to go home after 4 hours because we ran out of skinny dippers. It was every freaking cast with a fish head.
Yeah.
And it was insane. But we had to quit because we were like, damn. And we're sitting there like taking super glue, like
trying to hold
them together.
Yeah, Tim White, the swim bait bite on Lanier never dies. It doesn't. It's just kind of like when you when and where you throw it. And so 2007 to 2011 was the best years I ever had on the deer.
It was fun.
Underspin or just a weighted head?
Both.
Both.
You just going to have to let the fish tell you what they want. Sometimes they just want a swim bait head. Sometimes they're going to want that flash on that blade and that little bit of vibration. It just really depends.
And if you get near shad, they'll pop that blade. If you get near shad, they'll attack the blade just as well. So we need to stop and talk about how good the fishing was when all the lakes were 20 foot to 25 foot down. That's true.
Less water.
Less water to cover. So
concentrated.
Anyway.
God, we find them stacked up 2000, like what Jonathan was saying, 2007 to 2001 or 11. Dude, oh my God, we find them. When you find them, they be stacked up like damn cordwood.
Yeah.
No,
absolutely.
It was insane.
But anyway, all right. So we're at about 2 hours and 15. So we added another 45
Yeah,
minutes.
no, we were ready to wrap it up at 1:35.
I just thought we might not have that much more to talk about, but
hey, we found some
stuff,
rabbit holes.
So it was good. So Levi, absolutely listen, don't be a stranger here too. We do this every Thursday night. So definitely keep on viewing. We appreciate it. A lot of these names that we see every week. And we appreciate those guys because they're consistent. They're always here, and we love them. But it's always nice to see a new name pop up. Fresh face. Aaron Russell joining us tonight. We got the view on from Stephen Barday and all that. So that was pretty good. So anything else?
2 hours and 15 minutes into it. We're still got 33 people watching. We must be very entertaining now.
Not me. I'm in my prime.
Are you in your prime? So found them stacked up on Hickory Log. Ain't that right, Michael?
That is correct,
you can find them.
Was they in the dirt?
Not on that one. No, I've heard this story. Yeah, they were deep. So, all right, guys. So listen, we're gonna actually,
kill it for the night.
I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna kill it. Was
Buford Dam Bait and Tackle, Dave?
That's right. Buford
Love
Dam
you guys.
Bait and Tackle. Awesome.
South End Lanier, intersection Buford Dam, Samples Road, Lanier Beach, South Road, 706-429-7211.
They got the slobber knockers.
They got what you need.
And we got them here too. But if you're
they
on
got
that
the
end,
trout TNT. If you're a trout guy,
That's
closest
right.
bait shop to Buford Dam.
That's right. Support them.
Flutter spoons. Go by and see them as well.
They got flutters. Yeah,
they got
Farley's too.
Farley.
Yep. We got.
We
them
have Farley.
We have
Farley's and top runners and replacement tails.
That's right. That's right. We
Baby.
we're loaded up. So, but again, slobber on a pair of knockers.
Man, how'd you get roped into saying that?
Because
Look
I
at
like
Cooper. He gets sharp on you over there.
when Paul started his trout sayings. Listen, we're Fish North Georgia, not Bass North Georgia. Gotta talk about it all.
Thank you.
That's for my other guys like that. But again, seriously, also thanks to Rachel Collins, 400homes.com. Guys, seriously, if you're in the market to buy or sell,
Cooper just don't know about brown.
He don't know though. 770-310-0599. We appreciate all you guys watching. It means a lot to us that you guys support. So listen, keep in mind that Expo, keep in mind the Patreon, keep in mind the get together, stuff like that. We're getting ready to make some big moves in here and shake things up a little bit. So we appreciate you watching. We'll be back next Thursday night with NPFL Pro. Rob, say his last name again. I don't want to mess it up.
They're trout and
Roblowski.
Roblowski.
If there's
no trout in Latham.
If there's trout in Latham, it's only because somebody fished with one.
Cooper has caught anything and everything that has gills.
Yeah, anything that there's. Yeah, they're
We
not.
need to have him back on.
Yellow Creek. I tell you what, Jonathan. Yellow Creek does not have trout in it. It had resident smallmouth bass. It had your brim and stuff. I mean, not smallmouth, spotted bass that had run up the Etowah to it. But it's too hot to have trout. But if somebody put trout in Latham, it is deep enough that they could survive. So yeah, they might survive. So, but anyway, guys, hey, listen, we appreciate you guys tonight. Hell of a show. We figured out some technology and stuff like that. So we're only going to get better from here. You guys have a great, what is Rob's last name?
Robolowski.
I'm terrible with it. Hell, I couldn't pronounce Terry's name. So
it's a mouthful.
Robert Robolowski.
Oh, you should have heard
with
him trying to say
NPFL.
Terry O'Shaughnessy,
man.
O'Shaughnessy.
It's a common name.
Not here, it ain't.
Terry O'Shaughnessy.
It ain't here. So, guys, we love you. We appreciate you. If you're going fishing this weekend, be safe, have fun, and have a good time. Enjoy life. We'll see you.